And welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you, and let's party. So I'm sure you guys are somewhat familiar with Scott Jennings. He does work for CNN, but he was brought in more recently to be part of their debate show. I think it's called like Take Five. I don't even remember what it's called, but the CNN debate show. I think Fox is the one that does like the five. And you know, I mean, I'm not watching CNN, but there's been a lot of clips of him just spitting facts, and I think it's a good thing for the ecosystem. Haven't really seen him on any big platforms, but here he is on PBD. So without further ado, let's dive right in. As always, guys, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
First story yesterday. Okay, NYC gunman ID'd as Shane Tamura after deadly shooting that killed NYPD officer. Shane Tamura, 27-year-old Las Vegas man with a documented mental health history, was identified as a gunman who stormed 345 Park Avenue on Monday evening, killing 4 people, including NYPD officer Didarumo Islam, and wounding 1 before killing himself. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch said Tamura entered the skyscraper at 6:30 p.m., shot Islam, a woman behind a pillar, and a security guard in the lobby, then killed 1 more on the 33rd floor. Tamura, who worked as a Vegas casino security guard, double parked a vehicle with Nevada plates and carried a Palmetto State Armory AR-15 rifle per photos obtained by the Post. Rob, do you have a clip to play on this? You got a couple of them.
I do.
Go for it.
Those of you who have already said no on the running poll, do you understand the possibly white reference? You finna find out.
You know what he looks like. Sunglasses, mustache, male, possibly white. And
was that it?
Possibly white? Possibly.
Oh, possibly white.
Oh,
Got it. Did she really say possibly white?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's
Go
going
back again. Go back to that.
they do know what he looks like. Sunglasses, mustache, male, possibly white. And
okay.
Possibly.
Right, so go to the next one. Go to the next one. I mean, look, if you call me possibly white, I'm Middle Eastern, guys. Okay, but go ahead. Go play.
We're all possibly white.
Play this clip.
They do not know who he is. They know he is a male, possibly white.
Hold up. You know, if we hear one person say that, we get it. Okay, they're trying to obfuscate. They think it might be a black or brown person, and they don't want to say it. So they're saying possibly white. But now, with a second person saying it, this is just like the sharpest attack. It's been led down from the top.
He's wearing sunglasses. He appears to have a mustache. And that picture has been distributed to every police officer in New York City. Particularly has been sent to the phones of the search teams inside that building, because whenever they encounter a group of people, the first thing they have to figure out is that individual among these people hiding among victims or pretending to be an office worker? Because one thing you don't want to have happen is to have this kind of cordon where you're trying to evacuate people in groups as you can get them.
Rob, you can pause it. Do you have the clip of him walking?
Well, you know, of course, he wouldn't be in an office if he was possibly white, right?
With the AR-15, do you know
this
which one?
Is who
clip, right there. If you
is
can go to
possibly
that one,
white.
one more. So that's him. He just walks up.
Yeah.
You mean the camera doesn't pick that up? He just walks up. So Scott, what happened here?
Possibly white. Does that look possibly white to you?
What happened with the shooting?
Well, it sounds like from what I've read this morning, this guy drove all the way across the country, has some kind of mental illness, and decided to walk in there. I think the NFL is in there. He used to be a football player. And so, and I read maybe there's a suicide note that he left as well. So it's obviously a tragic situation. And to me, for New York, I spend a lot of time. I don't live there. I live in Kentucky, but I spend a lot of time there. And to me, it's a story about
Shout out to
the NYPD. And obviously, we had an officer here, and they're about to have a mayor's race. They're about to elect somebody in New York City who
is it just me, or does he talk kind of slow?
has said,
We're already sped up a little bit.
we don't need an investigation to know that the NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. What we need to do is defund the NYPD. So
You know, Mamdani.
I'm talking about Mamdani.
Yeah.
Tragic day.
Oh, Mamdani.
People are dead. The police show up and put themselves in harm's way. And there is the leading candidate for mayor. That's what they think about the NYPD. So I think it's a day to mourn the victims, and it's a day for New York to think about its future. Because in Mamdani's worldview, the police are the problem, not the shooter, not the people who are walking in and committing the violence. He
And that's been the attitude of a lot of people on the left for quite a while now.
says violence is just sort of a made-up construct anyway. And so my view is, for New Yorkers, I would think long and hard about what kind of mayor you want when these kinds of people exist and these kinds of things happen. Do you want somebody who hates the police this much?
Question is, how could
Not just hates the police, but hates America, what it stands for, how it works, all of it down the list. Shout out to the madman. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. He said CNN loves whites. Oh, anywhere they can sneak whiteness in, they just do it. They're obsessed with whiteness. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Very good to see you.
this have been prevented? Right? How could this have been prevented? Tom, your thoughts on this? Could this have been prevented? The guy's literally walking with an AR-15. How do you not spot him? Where's the security? Look at that. He doesn't look like he's running. He looks like he's strolling.
He's chill.
Right?
He also doesn't look white.
And I've been arrested in New York City in a situation just like this. This looks like it's right outside. I don't know exactly where it is, but it looks right similar to right outside of MSG. So I was going to a concert one time and I had a little something in my sock. And for some stupid reason, I thought that I would want to make sure I had a hard copy of the ticket. So I, instead of just printing it out at home, I went to the, what do you call it? The window where you not roll call, but you know exactly what I mean, where you got to go up and you get the ticket and now you've got a souvenir. So not thinking and being very retarded, get through security and I'm good. And I take all the stuff out of my sock. You never do that until you're in the place where you're going to use it. Don't do drugs, but if you are, do it right. And so I realized that, so I got my ticket and they were like, oh, since you're in this section, you need to go back outside and go in the other entrance. And that I did not realize until I got back outside meant going back through security. And so I was like, if you look at the scene here, I was coming out from like right around where these two people are. And then I had to go in where it looks like a revolving door is here. And so I tried to like duck in here and just like really quickly, just kind of bend down and put it back in my sock. And by the time I looked up, there was two dudes beelining it for me. And I have never been so happy to be arrested because I thought they were robbing me. I mean, as bad as you want with the NYPD, it was bad. Anyway, clearly someone saw this.
He doesn't look like he's running. He looks like he's strolling, right?
He also doesn't look white.
Yeah.
The
Possibly
furthest,
white.
Exactly.
Possibly.
Possibly.
A couple things here, and I'll go straight to your question. Pat, you and I have been to many, many insurance companies, reinsurance companies, and large businesses, investment firms in New York.
That's their new line. Possibly white, AKA black.
And it shocks me that it's only about 50-50. When you go into the front lobby, there is actually security where you have to check in. Who are you going to see? Oh, we're going to go up to the 30th floor and we're going to see this company. Great. Let me see an ID. Let me take a picture of you. That's only about half the time. The other half the time, you have usually a person in a blazer that simply says, oh, it's 30th floor. You'll go to the second elevator bank.
Right.
And it really shocks me how that in New York, they haven't hardened the target, as they say. Harden the target through multiple perimeters of security. How does he, and I'm sure we'll find out, walk in and get into an elevator and then get up to the 30th floor?
But Tom, just can you do me a favor, Rob? Zoom in that picture. How many people there's a guy to his left, to his right.
Yeah,
Count the number of people. Go back right behind him. These are the people he walked past. Two over there.
Damn. Is this yeah, these are people, right? I thought maybe I couldn't tell if it was just a planter, but this planter you could see is just plain white. There's someone here, 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 there's someone here. And then two people here.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to the left. How does he keep going?
And mind you,
12, 13.
Mind you, he hasn't started. I just from a military, whatever. He doesn't look like he's shot. He hasn't shot yet. He's just strolling.
It doesn't matter. New York is a state where you can't have guns. We one time had an RV we bought, and I lived in it for 30 days. We went from LA to Miami to Toronto, back to San Francisco, back to LA. When we went to New York, we're going through the what do you call it? The security checkpoint to go to Toronto go to customs. Guy comes in. He says, "You guys got any guns?" I said, "Yes. We have a 9mm and we have a shotgun." You guys have a 9mm shotgun?
Like, get down! Oh my God!
Yes. My son is with me. He goes 2.5 years old. So we walk through the border and we go to Toronto. We turn around, we come back. One of the guys who you know very well, he was there with us last night, by the way. Okay, you know what I'm talking
exactly
about.
what you're talking about.
When we come back, they got guns pointed at the RV. We opened the door. We said, "What are you doing?
Damn.
Let me see those guns. Whose shotgun is it?" I said, "The shotgun's mine." "Whose gun is it?" "The gun is the other guy's." The other guy got arrested, went to jail in Buffalo.
Yep.
So,
and remember the story that Tim Pool tells all the time, where it's the lady who just likes to go I forget, I think it's gambling in New Jersey or in Pennsylvania, and she lives like right on the state line, and she got pulled over going home one time, and she's like, "Oh, I forgot, my handgun is in the thing. I have all the papers and everything," and still got arrested. Like, come on. I said he wanted to get in, otherwise he would have done massive damage out there. Very, very true. Very true.
you're a state that's against this behavior. Like if in Texas you walk around with something, all right, cool. If
I was just gonna say that. I was just thinking, like, if this is Austin or something, that's one thing. You expect to see that. But in New York City,
Oh, hell.
Florida, you walk around. If you're in Idaho, this is flipping New York.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in broad daylight. How does somebody not say, hey, bro, what are you doing? There's a cop. There's a shooter. How is that reaction not happening?
well, it's because of the fact that the city is in a state of shambles all the time that you're either you don't notice, or two, you notice and like, oh, a bunch of people about to get shot, but it ain't gonna be me. I ain't saying shit.
He's not hiding it. You mean to tell me he hid that in his pants and nobody saw when he walked up? How do you hide that thing in your pants? It's not a 9mm. It's not a small little pistol.
That's what she said.
So that's a massive weapon he's carrying. No one sees it. No camera detects it. There's too many questions for it. Adam, your thoughts on the story?
So this is the
And speaking of other people's thoughts on the story, speak up, say hello. I love the madman, but I know it's not just me and him.
second tragic shooting that has occurred in New York in the last 6 months. When was the Luigi thing? Maybe a little bit longer than that. And the
Or
reason
like
I'm bringing
8
that up
months
is,
ago?
do you remember what the left did to basically celebrate and honor Luigi Mangione after he killed the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson? They basically gave him a shout out, and they did a lookalike contest to basically adorn this person as if he's a hero of the far left.
I did not know that. I'd heard there a couple people, like a couple musicians, had big shows and they were saying like "Free Luigi" and stuff like that. But I didn't know they held a Luigi lookalike contest. What? That is insane.
Test to basically adorn this person as if he's a hero of the far left.
He is a hero of the far left, which, I mean, take that for what it is, but he absolutely is.
So just keep that in mind when we're talking about the New York mayoral race. Eric Adams potentially, obviously, versus Mamdani. The left wants this. I'm wondering, the far left in New York, who basically brought Mamdani to the forefront of the mayoral election, how they feel about something like this. Because when you have a mayor who's a proud communist, socialist, what's the difference, and alleged Islamist, and he's saying defund the police, he's basically saying free everything. How is this going to change the race in New York? That's my number one thing. Because if we know anything in America, this shooting's here today, gone tomorrow. How is this going to change? Because I received multiple text messages from friends in New York. Hey, are you okay? What's going on? They said this is going to change the race dramatically. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, Scott, question for you.
I don't know if I agree with Adam on the point that this is not for New York City. Yes, obviously a shooting is a big deal, but in terms of crime in general, I don't know how much this would really move the needle. But there's a lot of other stuff going on that I think people are paying attention to. Exactly like Adam said, shooting today, gone tomorrow.
New York.
Yeah.
First of all, a lot of people are surprised that a guy like Mamdani is getting the kind of momentum that he is. He just got back from, I think he got married in Uganda. I don't know where he was that he got married. AOC comes and welcomes him and maybe even joins him on the way back, the wedding that took place. Yeah, that's the wedding right there that took place. I want to say they got married in Uganda. Yes. New York, is he getting the momentum that he's
so
getting,
beautiful.
where he's leading everybody in the polls because the alternatives are not strong? Adams, Andrew, Chris. Is it because New York has just gotten far left? Is it because he is that good and exciting? Is it because the help of AOC and others? Why do you think he has the kind of momentum that he's got?
Well, I think in the primary, he was floated along. It's funny. He pretends. I mean, he's kind of an actor. He's eating rice with his hands. He's playing a character in
He's
some
doing
ways.
different accents.
But
Very Justin Trudeau-esque.
he comes from a wealthy family, and anyway, he sort of got all these extremely wealthy white liberals excited about his campaign. It's interesting. Cuomo in the primary actually did better among people with lower incomes, minority voters. He did better. White liberals got Mamdani the nomination. So now he's in this situation where he's running against multiple people. So you have a fragmented field, and he's sitting at between 39 and low 40s, but against a fragmented field, that's enough. And so ultimately, I think if you want to beat this guy, they're going to have to decide one alternative. That's the question. If he ends up running against a bunch of other people, he's probably going to win. Now, I agree with you.
That's an interesting point that, in these, when you take it away from the presidential election, where you essentially know that it's going to be one-on-one, the depth of the bench, if you will change things by a lot. Because if you have, let's say you only have 3 people in, you have Mamdani, you have Adams, and you have, whatever, person number 3. If everybody who is focused on either of the other 2 besides Mamdani are split, then even if most people hate Mamdani, just by the way it breaks down, he's going to get the highest percentage. So great point from Jennings.
If he ends up running against a bunch of other people, he's probably going to win. Now, I agree with you. Will people look at this and say, whoa, we cannot have a mayor who...
Don't forget about Matthew Crooks.
Not only wants to defund the police, but clearly hates the police. I mean, it's a dangerous world, and New York City is a magnet for dangerous people. Can you have a mayor who believes what he believes about the police?
Pat, you interviewed Mayor Adams 2 weeks ago, I want to say. And he said, listen, we haven't given New York the opportunity to really hear their voice. Only 9% of New Yorkers voted in the primary. The other 91%. He was also a police officer, I want to say. I think.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
What's your takeaway from someone like this, sitting down with Mayor Adams, understanding what Mamdani's talking about?
Well, Mamdani.
I mean, my man says New York City deserves Mandumi. I don't disagree, but the problem is that they don't live in a vacuum. What happens in New York City affects the rest of the country. And let's say it doesn't completely destroy the city, then all that does is inch us closer to a world where socialism is A-okay. We're all already way too far down that road, and I don't want to go any further. Really quick, guys, if you can do me a huge favor and hit that like button and double tap the screen if you're on your phone, that stuff helps out so very much. It is free, it is easy, and I love you forever.
They tweeted something, and he said, Officer Islam was one of the 4 people killed in yesterday's horrific shooting. A Bangladeshi immigrant who joined NYPD 4 years ago. He lived in Parkester with his pregnant wife, their 2 young children, and his elderly parents. When he joined the police department, his mother asked him, why would he do this dangerous job? He told her it was to leave behind a legacy with his family.
See, again, guys, when you're reading something that other people are not reading, you read slower, not more quickly. So what did he actually say? So Officer Islam is one of the 4 people killed in yesterday's horrific shooting, a Bangladeshi immigrant who joined the NYPD 4 years ago. He lived in Parkchester with his pregnant wife, their 2 young children, and his elderly parents. When he joined the police department, his mother asked him why he would pursue such a dangerous job. He told her it was to leave behind a legacy that his family could be proud of. He has done that and more. Well, I mean, hey, I don't hate that. I don't hate that message. I'm curious why they're bringing this. Well, we'll get there, but first, let's shout out our boy Indieville. Welcome. Oh, where's my applause? There we go. Welcome to the party with the $5 make you holla. Thank you so very much. And of course, you guys know every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you so very, very much. And he said, I am possibly white, also possibly Italian. As we know, he is not Italian, which is the joke. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream and getting us started on that swole goal, guys. Don't forget to look at the top of the chat. I am puny AF and I need your help. If we hit that goal, every $2 is a push-up for your skinny little boy. Thank you, Indie Film, for getting us started.
Police department. His mother asked him, why would he do this dangerous job? He told her it was to leave behind a legacy with his family. He has done that and many more. I pray for him, his family, and the honor of the legacy and sacrifice he lives behind. Okay, very nice message that he puts on there. Was the police officer Muslim? I'm curious. Is the Darul Islam Muslim?
Bangladeshi.
I mean, if you got a last name like that,
Islam.
but we had a president, middle name Hussein, and he wasn't Muslim,
Yeah,
allegedly.
well,
So
allegedly
I
he
want
wasn't.
to make sure. Yes, he was Muslim. Okay, so would he have done the same thing if the guy wasn't Muslim? I don't know. We don't know that. Going back to Mayor Adams.
Yeah.
The challenge with me was when I sat down with Mayor Adams. I was talking about this with a couple guys yesterday at the cigar lounge. I don't know why he didn't open up You know, you come to a show like this, you have an audience that you can talk to from maybe a side that you're not a part of. Talk to them. Don't give the same one-liners you're giving 7 times. Talk to me. Speak to me. You know, you sit with.
And this is what the shift from the podcasting space being so important in politics. It's really exposed the difference between people who can't, can't go beyond the talking points and the people who are actually somewhat real people.
With somebody where sometimes in sale, you teach somebody all the objections. Okay. Is this a good time to buy property? Well, if you're thinking about buying a property for 10 years, there's never a bad time to buy a property. So wouldn't you agree that this is a good time to, okay, you sound.
Yep. And this is exactly, where is Guamtech? This is exactly the joke that we were making with Guamtech. Because I saw a video on TikTok where it was like, oh, your friend that's a salesman. It's like, oh, so you don't want to go to the gym right now. It's like, nah, I'm not really. What's the biggest reason that you don't want to go to the gym? It's like, well, I'm kind of tired. Gotcha. So what I'm hearing you say is that you're tired. But if you, it goes on and on and on from there. I'm actually going to try to find that because that is funny. But exactly what PBD is saying, that salesman talk is very off-putting.
For 10 years, there's never a bad time to buy a property. So wouldn't you agree that this is a good time to, okay, you sound, what do you call it? Like you're mechanical, like the way you're giving your answer. Robotic. Yeah. So do you think about, my wife and I, should we sell our home right now or should we wait till interest rates lower? Because maybe we can make an additional $200,000. Well, you never know what's going to happen. If God forbid a hurricane season comes and your property value could drop 30%. It's all scripted. So it's tough to relate somebody that's constantly speaking in a scripted way, scripted fashion. Having said that, it is still early. The voting's not going to be till November. I don't know if this is going to be a big reason of New Yorkers are going to flip to the other side or not. I don't know. I don't know if New Yorkers are going to sit there because in order for this to happen, Scott, my opinion, someone's got to capitalize and tell the story the right way. Who has in the last 24 hours? Has Scott gone viral? Has Andrew gone viral? Has Chris gone viral?
Nope.
Whose story have we been following that's gone viral?
All right. I haven't found it, but this looks funny enough. So let's take a little side quest with this. It says, my tidy whities, possibly white. Does that mean you shit yourself, bro? Does that mean you shit yourself? Come on, man. All right. What do I got here? I don't know what this is.
Oh, Johnson. Where's the local missionaries?
Hold on. Okay. Take 2.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Elder Smith. And I'm Elder Johnson. We're just the local missionaries. We actually teach about 8 of the neighbors in the neighborhood. So I don't know if you know Susan and Sally.
It said, if missionaries were salesmen.
Just teaching them later on tomorrow. While we're here doing it for really easy to share our message. Have you guys heard our message or not yet?
No, we're good. Thanks, though.
Hey, totally get it. The only reason we asked is Sharon down the road who's just been experiencing a blessing. Let us just show you what we're doing for.
Oh, okay.
So what we're going to be doing is when we come around, we'll be coming around every few days. We're going to be sitting right here. You'll sit right there. Share our message. Brings you a lot of that peace. And we do come for free in between if you need us.
Exactly. Once a week, we're going to get into church. We can actually bundle you in with Sharon and 8 other neighbors. You can that carpool group chat, make it get in church super easy. You'll experience the love of God like never before.
And so what we're doing is I'm taking care of Susan at 4 and Sharon at 6. Any reason 5 wouldn't work for you?
So exactly that. That's not exactly what I was looking for, but that kind of energy is precisely what PBD is talking about here.
Has Andrew gone viral? Has Chris gone viral? Whose story have we been following that's gone viral? Who is telling us this perspective in a way in New York where we're saying, oh, he's got a good point. I don't know about any of it. I'm in this space. I follow some of this stuff. I haven't heard anybody run with it. Flip this. If the story was the other way, how quickly would the left have used the story like this? Like this, they're on top of it.
If it was the other way?
Yeah,
for sure. They would double down on
it. Okay, I found it.
Set in this
I found it.
So are we going out tonight?
Hold on. All right, this is the real side quest. The actual side quest. This is what PBD is talking about.
No, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm just gonna stay in.
So are we going out tonight?
No, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm just gonna stay in.
100%, dude. Totally get it. I get tired
100%.
myself sometimes. But let me ask you a question. What exactly makes you so opposed to going out tonight? Because I'm sure you've been tired before, but you've still done it, right?
I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it.
Got it. So when you say you're not really feeling it, what exactly are you not really feeling?
I mean, last time we went out, every girl was turning me down.
Gotcha. So what it sounds like I'm hearing is you don't want to go out again because you're scared of being rejected. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I guess.
So let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the difficulty of closing these prospects?
I don't know, maybe like a 7.
Gotcha. So if the difficulty is a 7, it would make sense that there'd be a certain amount of rejection that comes with it, right?
So how many prospects do you think you would need to talk to make it unreasonable that you wouldn't close one?
Like 10, I guess.
So what you're telling me is that you just need to talk to 10 prospects in order to close one.
Prospects.
That'd be a crazy claim for me to make?
Well, I guess it's not like a crazy claim. Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Absolutely. So let me tell you what, I'll walk you through the wingman process step by step, and we'll make sure you close a prospect tonight. Would that be a terrible idea?
You know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Great, great. So let me put you down for 9 p.m. at Barney's tonight. And we'll
not Barney's.
100% totally understand your hesitation with it.
All right, you get it. I had to find the right one. All right, diving back in.
Was the other way. How quickly would the left have used a story like this?
Wait, I want to hear that in full.
Like,
I want to hear that in full.
Who's telling us this perspective in a way in New York where we're saying, oh, he's got a good point. I don't know about any of it. I'm in this space. I follow some of this stuff. I haven't heard anybody run with it. Flip this. If the story was the other way, how quickly would the left have used a story like this?
Meaning if it was a possibly black person.
Like this, they're on top of it.
If it was the other way?
Yeah,
for sure. They would double down on this.
In terms of skill set in this primary, Mamdani clearly gets the new
by a mile
communications ecosystem. Yes. I mean, if you saw anything Cuomo did in the primary, even since then, I mean, it is like straight out of the 1980s political playbook, mechanical, scripted, low tech. And so one of the disadvantages of all of his opponents is they suck at this right now.
Yeah.
And they don't really have the expertise. He has used the new communications ecosystem to his advantage. Now, you read his statement. Fine. My view is the real Mamdani is what he has been saying on social media for years. I interviewed on my radio show last week a reporter named Olivia Reingold from the Free Press. She read all 16,000 of his
she's incredible.
tweets.
Yeah, I saw her.
She said,
yeah.
Do you believe he's radical?
Oh, I thought I thought he meant their show was them reading out his entire tweet history. I'd be like, that doesn't sound that entertaining.
She read all 16,000 of his
she's incredible.
tweets.
Yeah, I saw her.
She said,
yeah.
Do you believe he's radical? Believe me, I read his tweets. The man is a radical. He is a committed socialist. He does not believe in private property. He really doesn't like the police. I mean, you should read her article in the Free Press. She read every single thing he's ever written. The truest thing about this man is that he's a socialist who hates the police and he hates private property. Whatever he puts out now in the heart of a campaign,
bullshit.
This is not real. Of course, you got to say what he said today.
That's the CNN way of saying it.
That's what a campaign would do. Who's the real person inside? I think New York knows. I think they know, and they're going to find out.
There is no person inside, just a soulless husk.
Out here.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, and they get after it. Go ahead, Tom.
There's some fast numbers. New York, this is a terrible tragedy. The officer that was lost, Wesley LePantner, who is with Blackstone Real Estate Trust. She was CEO there. The horrible human loss here that is the front page.
Hey, shout out to TV Viewerski in the building. Welcome to the party, coming in hot with the $10 PayPal. Of course, we get Morty his treat, but thank you. Of course, that makes you, sir, the new sponsor. Welcome. All you really missed is the fact that Mamdani is a horrible choice for New York City. Welcome. Thank you so very, very much. I'm floored. Thank you so very much, sir. Welcome.
Trust. She was CEO there. The horrible human loss here that is the front page. On the second page, there is a case study in New York that you need to pay attention to, and it's Portland, Oregon. Portland wanted to defund the police. They backed off the police. They created this police-free zone. Remember, they had a word for it, or a zone word for it. Yeah, downtown.
They also decriminalized all drugs.
Correct. And the mayor moved out of the city of Portland and was living far out because his door was vandalized. So he said, wow, this is kind of nerve-wracking. So he and his family went out. That's what started it. Now then, New York, listen clearly. On May 19th, not covered in the national media, not covered, there was polling that was done in Portland. And they, ready for this? 69% of voters polled wanted a ballot initiative to double the size of the Portland police as it is today. 69% want to see it doubled. Why? Because defund didn't work and it's unsafe. And those polling went across party lines and apart.
There we go. Thank you again, TV Viewerski. I'm trying a new thing where, you still get the sponsor spot, but I want to, put everybody in there who has donated. So thank you very, very much. He said that CEO chick ran the largest REIT fund. What? I don't know. What is that? What's that? Fund. Financial approach to financial mechanisms used to support real estate investment trusts. Gotcha. Okay. It's going to involve various sources of capital, including debt financing, equity financing, and private placements, so on and so forth. So, damn, she done did the thing. The thing, yeah. A little bit, but not quite. Not quite. All right. Diving back in here.
Didn't work, and it's unsafe. And those polling went across party lines and across socioeconomic lines. So New York, the case study is out there. Portland did defund things. They did kowtow to this whole mechanism that was there. And you know what they got? They got a house of horrors. And right now,
the question is, Tom, there's so many different stories of socialism of not working, and it keeps reappearing itself by young 25, 30, 33-year-olds who are selling this romanticizing socialism, how amazing it could be, how terrible cops are, all these other things. Vinny, where are you at with this?
Well, first of all, if Mamdani was in charge, no cops would have showed up. Whether the response for the NYPD was amazing. They were jumping over cars and bushes to try to get to this guy, and he took his own life. And allegedly, he shot himself in the chest so his brain could be saved for studying because he says he had CTE, football. But he was in high school football. That being said,
probably not, though, right? Probably not.
But if Mamdani was a mayor, there'd be less cops because he wants to hire social workers. Like, people would have been there like, hey, think about your feelings. As you're shooting 6, 7 people, think about it. But I think one thing
and remember, when in the last streamer, when Anna Kasparian and Tucker were talking, she was in that mindset that, like, oh, yeah, we should have more social workers. And it legitimately did not, or at least she says so, it legitimately did not occur to her that a mental health call could turn violent.
That we kind of just brushed over, and maybe Scott, you could kind of help us because you're there. Like, CNN made sure that they said the shooter was possibly white before any facts were confirmed. Okay, they could have waited, but they didn't. And because add possibly white, they chose to do that because, and I think this is my opinion. Maybe you guys can all help me out because it primes the audience to to view the story through a specific racial lens that aligns with their narrative, pushing America like this is the violence of America. It's always white.
Yep. I was just going through, there was a trend a couple weeks ago on TikTok making fun of the Gen Z stare. Like when you're, and it got kind of confusing because a lot of people were using the example of when you go into a store and like there's a Gen Z behind the counter or whatever. And they were all thinking like, no, you guys are just stupid, as if we've never encountered stupid people before. And someone was just like flipped out and sent me this long DM about, well, which generation did this and which generation did that and which generation started school pew-pewings. And I was like, actually, I mean Gen X, but we're splitting hairs here. But yeah, they are. That is precisely what Vinny is saying, exactly what they're doing. They're priming you to start. Oh, here we go again. Them white people doing this, that, whatever. Not being able to think about any other crime statistics or anything else around that because it's. But you said it was a white guy.
Racial lens that aligns with their narrative, pushing America like this is the violence of America. It's always white. They could have said possibly black. If it was, they would have waited, but they go to possibly white. Why? Because Scott, I see this happening all the time. They always jump to that narrative. White. And if it's not, sorry, Pat. And if it's not, and they know that he's definitely not, like if it's like a Muslim guy, if it's a black guy, and they just don't want to say it, they always go to the white narrative. Why is that?
Yeah, well, obviously because it's easy to rile people up on racism. It doesn't have quite the same power that it did a few years ago, but it still has that power. And, we remember for a while they were just not addressing the race of the person. They'd be like, if it was a white dude, then white dude does this, that, or Florida man, white does this, that. But if it was someone, if it wasn't a white person, then it'd be like man does thing. It's like, hold on a minute. One of these things is not like the other.
Well, I think in a chaotic news story, details can change really quickly. I'm not on the news gathering side, I should just say, and I wasn't there last night. But obviously, he's not white, and
by a long shot.
And so there is a danger there's a danger in reporting even possible details before you really have a handle on it. And obviously, in a chaotic situation like this,
I want to get to the next story here. I want to go to Powell. Rob, if you want to pull up the clip. So Jerome Powell got a visitor. And his visitor is kind of a big deal of a guy.
Yeah, they're kind of moving on from that, and I think it's in before they go on to the next story. It's important to focus on exactly what they were saying, why they went with this possibly white narrative, how it would be if the roles were reversed, and we've got to keep that stuff at the forefront when these stories come up, especially before we actually get a lot of information. Really quick, guys, check this out. If you guys are enjoying the show, the party rages on 24/7 over in our Discord. The link is pinned to the top of the chat and is absolutely free to join 24/7. We are in there hanging out, having a great time. And guys, it is absolutely free. However, if you are a member of this channel here on YouTube, you can scroll right below that video and hit that join button. Starts at $2.99. There's a few different tiers, but $2.99 will get you in. It gets you members only live streams here on YouTube, all that other good stuff. But it opens up the full Discord server. So we've got the free chat that is open to anyone. Anybody can join and talk. But as you can see, that is just one of our channels. There's a bunch of different channels here, including our disciple chat for members only, our word of the day watch party, where we're talking about all this stuff. And of course, we have the voice channel here, where we are hanging out at this moment. Shout out to everybody in the Discord server. Say hello and tell them to come and join. There you go, guys. Simple as that. See you there. And of course, remember, guys, that after party that you just saw in the voice channel, as long as all of the other not free channels are for members only. But if you click that link at the top of the chat to join the free chat, you will get a day pass for all of the goodies. It is a good time. Come and join us.
If you want to pull up the clip. So Jerome Powell got a visitor, and his visitor is kind of a big deal of a guy. Pretty powerful guy. A guy named Donald J. Trump shows up to kind of see what's going on with the federal building. And it's one of the most awkward moments he's had with anybody else. And he says, wow, so you guys spent how much money on this? Well, you spent, no, it's $3.1 billion. No, it's not. No, it's not. Rob, can you play that first clip of them two together, if you know which one I'm talking about? This is Jerome Powell having a visit by President Trump with their hard hats, looking amazing. I'm sure the president loves wearing that hard hat.
Yeah, right. He was so cool in a hard hat. But TV said the reason they said possibly white is to distract from the next story PBD is going to cover. All right, let's see it.
Go ahead, Rob.
Went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1. Yeah, it just came out.
Rusty.
Yeah, it just came out.
I looked at it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2. This came from us.
Yes. I don't know who does that.
This came from us.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added. Yeah, you just added in a third building. That's what that is. That's a third building.
Well, no, but it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished.
This is one of the my most favorite things about Trump is his willingness to do this kind of stuff, because they're pre-Trump. There seemed to be, for most circumstances, an unwritten rule that, like, it's us, the politicians, versus the media and the people. And so something like this we wouldn't do in front of the cameras, because that's like airing dirty laundry. But hey, transparency is what we voted for, and transparency is what we get.
Third building.
Well, no, but it's
except on Epstein.
It's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work. So,
so
we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional crossovers?
Don't expect them. We're ready for them, but we have a little bit of a reserve that we may use, but no, we don't.
And of course, the Chiron on the bottom said, Ghislaine Maxwell willing to talk among renewed interest in a pardon.
Expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along.
His hair is still perfect. Look at that. Bam.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not in.
Nice to take them off every once in a while. I'm just these hard hats just all day.
Scott, what's going on here?
Also, they took a screenshot of that and put it on the front page of the Wall Street Journal of Trump standing there with Powell in the hard hat. I mean, just an iconic. I don't think he's going to fire Powell, actually. He's got like 8 months to go. I think he's just going to spend every day making him as miserable as possible for the next 8 months. I don't think he's going to fire him. But misery is what's going on. But honestly, look, there's been a lot of debate about these numbers. I have follow this guy and have known him for years, a guy named Mark Paoletta, who's with the Office of Management and Budget.
Brother, I have no idea what this says.
At Mark Paoletta on X. So after all this back and forth, he tweets out the actual document showing the number. Trump was right. Trump was right about,
isn't he always,
the cost and the cost over
except on Epstein
runs here, and Powell's trying to dispute it. And
who tweeted this?
Mark, his guy's name's Mark Paoletta. And
how do you spell his last name?
Paoletta. Mark Paoletta.
That guy right
Mark
there?
Paoletta. Yep. And so if you look at his posts,
a little bit lower, it's a chart.
Yeah, it's a chart, and he's like,
I'm really upset to have to now have that caveat be there. Like, once I was bought, because I was an ever Trumper back in the day, and then I was bought in, and then it was nice and easy because it was like, all right, he's doing this, I like it. Some things I don't love, but clear choice. But this Epstein stuff is such a big deal.
And so if you look at his posts,
a little bit lower, it's a chart.
Yeah, it's a chart, and he's like, here's the actual documents, because Democrats kind of went crazy about this.
Isn't that just what they do? Again, guys, if you could do me a huge favor, can I just get 3 likes? 3 likes. That's all I'm asking for. I'm a simple man.
But he actually, has the facts. And so Trump showed up over there, I think mostly to make Powell miserable, but also to tell the American people he's got an eye on what's going on in the government and how much money we're spending over there. So anyway.
So he was right about the 3.1 billion.
Yes.
So a part of this, Tom, I mean, Scott, has got a point that he's just trying to get under skin. Maybe he's trying to push him to want to resign.
Yeah, keep going there. If you keep going, right there. Yeah, there it is.
Okay, so zoom in.
Oh man, receipts are so inconvenient.
Yeah, but if you read his post, you can see it.
Thank you for the likes, guys. Very much appreciated.
Go read his post, Rob. Close that.
Really does help.
I can see what he's saying. If you can, there you go. If you can zoom in a little bit, you're absolutely wrong. Ornstein, Trump 45 had nothing to do with Federal Reserve General Powell's on $1 billion cost original.
Oh my God, it is such a pet peeve when people do this. You're absolutely wrong, Norm. The Trump 45 team had nothing to do with the Federal Reserve Board Chairman Jerome Powell's obscene $1 billion cost overrun to build his Taj Mahal headquarters. The Federal Reserve Board 2022 budget was $1.4 billion for the current Eccles building and 1951 Constitution Ave building construction project, and it was adopted in November 21. The FRB 2025 budget shows, we're going to have to wait.
2022 budget was $1.4 billion for the current building in 1951 Constitution Avenue construction project, and it was adopted in November 2021. By 2025, the FRB budget shows cost for his project are now $2.5 billion, a more than $1 billion cost overrun for the current project, an 88% increase. This all came after Trump 45 and on Biden's watch. Final project was approved in September 2021. Do some research before spewing your despicable lies and smear. Tim Scott is a super representative and patriot. He is right to press Jerome Powell on outrageous mismanagement. President Trump was 100% correct in his numbers. The cost for the project is now $3.1 billion. This includes the, how do you pronounce that word? Eccles, Martin, and 1951 building, which are all part of the comprehensive overhaul and all this.
It looked Greek to me, so I said Eccles. TV said Lutnick is heavy on negotiating the trade deals with Bassett. I suppose the JE thing clears itself after more trade deals clear. This is way over my head. I don't know who Lutnick is, and I don't know who or what Bassett is, nor do I know what JE stands for. So, got it. So yeah, I don't know who those two are though. Sorry, I'm stupid.
Word. Eccles, Martin, and 1951 building, which are all part of the comprehensive overhaul and all listed on the FRB. Go a little bit lower, Rob, to see that 3.1. There you go.
Yeah, Paoletta, by the way, he's the general counsel at the Office of Management and Budget. This is one of the smartest lawyers in Washington, D.C. He works for Russ Vought. You do not want to argue about the receipts with Mark Paoletta. I'm just telling you, I've known this guy for years.
So he's that guy.
He's that guy.
So, Tom, is this $3.1 billion of upgrades to the building, or is it a brand spanking new building they're building?
Well, there's a little bit of a debate on that. Basically, when you have government buildings that get completely refurbished, like you go back and the whole Capitol Dome was completely refurbished, but it's the bones of our historical buildings usually stay intact, and we do tremendous renovation to them. And when you read about all the renovations that are being done here, there are elevators that go up to like one office. They go up to a certain private office. And so there's a variety of things that go in there that you say to yourself, as American, do we really need all this for the Fed? But this is the historic buildings in Washington. And let's face it, it costs more to renovate them than a typical building because we're not tearing anything down. You're sort of cleaning out and then building from the inside out. Now, I haven't seen the great detail on it, but I trust OMB. OMB is usually you typically have.
That's Howard something or Howard Lutnick then. Okay. So we're putting this all together. So Lutnick is the Secretary of Commerce. Bested is the Treasury Secretary. TV said the Secretary of Commerce is heavy on negotiating the trade deals with the Treasury Secretary. TV said, I suspect the Epstein thing clears itself after more trade deals clear. Gotcha. Make a sense. It'll make a sense. Shout out to Box in the building. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir.
Great detail on it, but I trust OMB. OMB is usually, you typically have good, patriotic, individuals that are giving the media and the citizen the straight scoop out of OMB, and I believe that's what's happening here. And so what you have here is a complete rebuild, and that was very disingenuous what Powell said, and I'm usually appreciative of Powell's measured thing, but it'd be like him saying, well, it didn't cost $100,000 to paint the White House, only cost 50. Wait a minute. Well, the other 50 was the West Wing. The West Wing's part of the White House, dude. It's like part of it. It's like trying to say, you see what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, it's like this is not a spoiler, but I mean it is something in Better Call Saul when Jimmy's working with the one. Actually, I guess it's Kim working with the elder law stuff, and they're doing the wills. And she's like, "Well, I want to make sure that my garden goes to this." It's like, "Yep, garden's part of the backyard." But what if they don't know? It's included. It's part of it.
Oh no,
Is
honey.
this 3.1 billion of upgrades, or is it a new building?
Rebuild and upgrades of the existing building,
but nothing new. That's the question.
Rebuilds and upgrades sounds like adding to what is already there or fixing what is already there, not creating something new.
No, the whole inside is going to be very, very new, but all the outside.
But this is not a brand spanking new building they're building.
No.
Can you go to Apple's
the bones are there.
Headquarters, Rob?
The outside of the Fed will still look like the
Apple
outside of the Fed.
headquarters, $5 billion. Okay.
I love this.
Apple headquarters, $5 billion. So let me get this straight. Go to images if you could. Just go to images and let's see the headquarters.
Just try to think about a pile of $5 billion. You can. That's insane. It's so much more.
Headquarters, $5 billion. So let me get this straight. Go to images if you could. Just go to images and let's see the headquarters. That ridiculous headquarters cost them $5 billion to make.
Exactly.
And by the way, that has roughly 12 to 15,000 people working there. It's a free market company, right? It's a publicly traded company. $5 billion. This is the most expensive headquarters ever built, but it's a new build. And by the way, there's about 12 to 15,000 people that work there. I believe the building that they're updating.
Really quick, guys. This is $1 million. $1 million here. Imagine having 5,000 of these. Insane. Yeah, lots of marble, and if Trump has anything to do with it, gold.
And by the way, there's about 12 to 15,000 people that work there. I believe the building that they're updating and upgrading, only 2,800 people work in that building at $3.1 billion of upgrades. Like, what are you adding to it? Even the second most expensive headquarters that was built, if I'm not mistaken, I saw this yesterday.
More marble.
Was Goldman Sachs, the new one in New York. We were there just a few months ago. That's a 44-story one for $2.1 billion. Okay. Then you have a couple other one that was done. Devon PNC did one for $400 million. How the hell are you spending $3.1 billion for a Federal Reserve building upgrade?
I think it happens two ways.
Laundering.
Nobody usually goes broke taking a contract with the Department of Defense or the federal government. They're ripe with corruption, and these contracts are usually quite bloated. And so, number one, I'd be willing to take a look at it if you had an independent auditor that took a look at exactly what you're talking about and looked at the price per square foot and what you're doing. And I think what you're going to find is just a horrible gouge of the American taxpayer to rebuild basically the inside of the Fed and the kind of contracts that go with it. And if he thinks it's bad, if he thinks he's having a bad day, he's about to be in the news having an even worse day, because around 4 p.m. tomorrow, Trump's going to be on his butt again because he's going to announce he's not lowering interest rates tomorrow.
You don't think he will tomorrow?
No, I don't think he will at all tomorrow. Everybody wants a quarter point. They say there's some unemployment issues, there's things going on. Other people say, inflation and the stock market and other things seem to point to other things.
And it didn't happen.
So they're probably going to stand pat until September 18th, 19th or something. And if he does that, he's going to go from being in the news for this to tomorrow Trump on him all over again.
I think a lot of government buildings are old, and I fully buy that there needs to be renovations of them because they're not secure. They got asbestos. They need new whatever. I get that, but I think this is a story about management. So you say we're gonna renovate this, and who's actually managing the day-to-day, line-by-line details of it? Trump is a builder. He's built things. He's renovated things. He's refurbished things. And I think the story...
Many things. I'm assuming you're referencing the poll that I did. I was watching a video on a bunch of influencers, as they call them, a bunch of mukbang influencers that have died like super, super young. And someone was making the point that like, do average people watch this, or is it more just like fat people just watching fatter people eat so that they can feel better about being fat?
Here is the official Washington, the people in official Washington who you would trust to manage a project like this, functionally have no interest in managing it, have no idea how to manage a project like this.
Never gone well to go against Trump.
And all of a sudden, voila, it's $3.1 billion. And so to me, this is another story about the rejection that the American people put on official Washington twice with Trump, which is to say, we don't really trust how you manage things. So we're bringing somebody from the outside who has this looks like a business guy to us. And to me, that's the optics of this. A guy who knows how to manage things shows up and talks to a guy who clearly didn't pay that close of attention to it. And all of a sudden we got $3.1 billion on a sheet here.
So when you're going through this, Adam,
well, when you put it like that,
I'm going to come to you on this story. You'll hear, Powell pushes back on Trump's cost claim, which we just watched right now. Then you see Trump pats him in the back, right? I don't know if you've seen that one, and he puts his tongue out. Is this the one, Rob?
Yes.
Go ahead, Rob. Watch this.
Are there things the chairman can say to you today that would make you back off some of the earlier criticism?
Well, I'd love him to lower interest rates. Other than that,
Let's knock them over.
So very simple. I'd love him to lower interest rates. Other than that, it's all good. And then later on, Powell says they were honored by Trump's tour of the building site. They were honored. Adam, is this Trump sitting there saying shit? It's like a CEO having a 5-year contract on an employee or 3-year contract on an employee, finding a way to leave him, have him leave independently on his own without firing him to pay unemployment. It's kind of like, look, man, if you don't do this, you're going to get investigated.
So the Federal Reserve was honored to welcome the president yesterday for a visit to our historic headquarters. We appreciated the opportunity to share progress on the renovation with him and with Senators Tim Scott and Tom Tills. We are grateful for the president's encouragement to complete this important project. We remain committed to continuing to be careful stewards of these resources as we see the project to
for fraud, for spending all this money on this property you shouldn't have done. It's either you're going to be investigated for fraud and your legacy is going to look like shit, or number two, step out the way and let me put Dissent or whoever else is going to be in place of you. Which one do you think it is?
Well, when the cameras are rolling, Jerome Powell is completely out of his league next to Donald Trump. Because why? Donald Trump is a pig. And what do I mean by that? They say never wrestle with the pig because you're both are going to get dirty and the pig loves it. Trump, when he goes live on air and he has someone sitting next to him, there's no telling what he's going to say, no saying what he's going to do. We saw what he did with Zelensky. You don't have the cards. He dressed him down, Zelensky, but they don't know what to do. You saw when the South African president showed up and he's like, yeah, you're doing a white genocide. Let's take a look. Whoa, what? Jerome.
Savagery. I mean, hey, Jim Cramer lost it a long time ago.
Powell, just like that. Your favorite scene when you interviewed Trump and you talked about, I loved your real life sort of vlog when you had Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and he's like, I'll own the government, shut it down. I don't care about you, sloppy Nancy and sloppy Chuck. He doesn't give a shit. He will completely expose.
Yeah. All right, there is a reason that I put up this poll about Sydney Sweeney. So please hit the poll to see if you have seen that. They are going to discuss it, and I want to save that to for a good part. A good part. Let me know if you know what is good with that ad or not.
Nancy and sloppy Chuck. He doesn't give a
ad campaign
shit. He will completely expose and just call out everybody live in effect, and he doesn't care how bad it makes him look himself.
The question is,
as long as the other person looks bad.
Right, and that's part of the breakaway from Trump with this Epstein stuff. What a lot of the left didn't really understand is that we already knew that Trump was who Trump is. It's just that Trump was being Trump in our favor, and as soon as that was not the case. With the Epstein stuff, everybody was like, hey, yo, whoa. We were with you while we were with you. But we ain't about to just roll with you no matter what. You got to earn it. And he's been earning it. And in other ways, he's, the greatest president we've had in my lifetime. But It's just too big of a deal to ignore.
In effect, and he doesn't care how bad it makes him look himself.
The question is,
as long as the other person
here's the
looks
question,
bad.
Scott, is this going to work on Jerome Powell?
I hope it does. But let me tell you a story. I've written a book. It comes out in November. It's called Revolution of Common Sense. It's about Trump. It's about the first 100.
Hey, talking about common sense, we got right above me here, resurrected the second coming of common sense.
I interviewed Scott Bessent. And over Bessent, I like him a lot. All-star.
Yes.
Over his desk, there is a picture of Abraham Lincoln. I said, is that your favorite Republican? He said, no. Teddy Roosevelt. He said, have you ever read about Teddy Roosevelt?
Right. See, if you guys watched How I Met Your Mother, that would be funny.
Well, people who knew him and who wrote about him, they said he could walk into a room and just overwhelm you with his personality.
His aura.
Bessent is telling me in this story that he has seen Donald Trump in interpersonal situations absolutely overwhelm people with his interpersonal ability.
His aura, as the kids say. Shout out to equality and deference because vagina. Over on Rumble, welcome to the party. Remember, we are also live on Rumble and X every single stream. Quality said liked and shared. Well, thank you so very, very much. Of course, both of those things are free and very easy to do and help out the channel to know. And even if you don't think anybody's going to click on the link, it does not matter. You could put it in DMs. You could put it in text just by you hitting that share button and telling YouTube, I want more people to see this. They will show it to more people. Thank you so very, very much. And welcome to the party. Equality said Teddy Roosevelt was a bit crazy. Well, all the best leaders are, aren't they? Aren't they? Yep, that Galactus level, or that's too Zoomer coded for me. I get the idea, but what
situations absolutely overwhelm people with his interpersonal ability.
Speaking of Galactus, anybody seen Fantastic Four?
And so when I see him doing this thing with Powell, I think he does it with congressmen. I think he does it with senators. I think he does it with people he wants to influence. You get in the proximity of this guy, and he kind of overwhelms you. Now, I don't know if it's going to work on Powell. So he's either going to be overwhelmed and cut rates, or he's going to be embarrassed and humiliated for the next 8 months. Either way, that's what, to me, that is part of the innate talent of Trump, is the ability to overwhelm you. And the analog to this, according to Scott Bessent, is Teddy Roosevelt.
And by the way,
DM me, bro. You ain't got to go through all that. I watched it yesterday through allegedly legal means.
Teddy Roosevelt, one of the great stories. He had such a tough life with all the losses he had in his personal life. For him to be who he became later on, it's one of the best stories we have in America. But yeah, I mean, Wall Street Journal says the story, right? That Trump perfects the art of making powerful people squirm on camera. Rob, do we have a clip on this?
It's kind of what Adam had alluded to, the 3 clips of the South African president, Zelensky, and then what he just did with Jerome Powell.
How long is that, by the way? Is it a long clip or is it a short clip?
I can play you a short clip.
Yeah, let's see which one you got.
This is him with Zelensky, where he checks Zelensky and tells him, you're going to get us into World War III.
Go for it. Let's see this one.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
We're going to jump around a little bit. After this, we're going to go to Sydney Sweeney, and then we're going to come back to the Wall Street Journal.
Trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. I'm not telling.
No, remember, he's like, we've been feeling it, but you guys are going to feel it. And Trump was like, hey, yo. It was calling JD Vance JD, as if he's not the vice president of the fucking country that's giving you billions of dollars.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering
position
on
to
this question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what I'm not
You're
dictating.
in no position to dictate what we're going to feel.
You
We're
will-
going to feel very
you will
good.
feel influenced.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed
From the
yourself
very-
to be in a
from
very
the very
bad position.
beginning,
And he
Paul.
happens to be right.
I love it.
There's something
have the
very
cards.
annoying about Zelensky. There's something very annoying about Zelensky about how he plays these cards. Trump is very good at doing this. But let's get to the next story here.
Okay, so before we go to that, let's check out a little story here. We'll do let's go mainstream media. Right? Yeah, let's go mainstream media just to get there.
Well, actor Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle are facing widespread backlash for
this is kind of a side quest. No, it's not.
the clothing company's latest ad campaign.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining.
Hold on. These guys, we gotta get good captions on this.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has very genes.
Woo! Wait! The play on. Woo! Wait!
Oh my God. Oh my God. Is she beautiful?
Words genes and genes as in genetics is sparking criticism from people accusing Sweeney and the brand of glorifying eugenics or white supremacy. So far, neither Sweeney nor American Eagle have addressed the controversy. Joining me now for more on this, Cheryl Overton. She is the Chief Experience Officer at her integrated marketing communications firm.
I don't care about all of that. I thought they were gonna. Okay, there you go.
Online.
Reason why we need.
We'll chat on the other side.
Sydney Sweeney campaign is exactly the reason why we need DE&I in every corporation.
Actually, I am DEI certified and I disagree. So, and I'm brown. So you need to shut up and listen to me.
Because what happens when you have a bunch of white folk who all look and think the same?
Those Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ads are weird. Like,
weird.
Fascist weird. Like, Nazi propaganda weird.
I'm starting to think we're one Sydney Sweeney campaign away from them taking our right to vote too.
What?
Really dramatic, very visceral reaction. So tell us a little bit more about American Eagle's messaging here and why you think it's upset so many people.
Thanks so much. I mean, listen, it's running the gamut, as you saw from those TikToks.
I'm sorry, Box. I'm sorry that you're gay and you don't appreciate the female form, but the rest of us do.
I think on the light end of things, people are sort of criticizing the creative itself. I mean, we all get genes and the double entendre, but is that really the most clever thing that teens can come up with? So I hear that, but then on the very extreme, I'm hearing it is absolutely playing into a history of eugenics and upholding a particular type of aesthetic as white is right. And that is not just offensive to many, that is very disturbing. I think given the overall political climate we're in this country, where Black and brown people feel absolutely underappreciated.
They even brought the German Shepherd. Oh my goodness. So that's essentially, you know, they did a couple different ads, basically with her using the same kind of thing that like, oh, I've got nice jeans. But it's fucking hilarious how everybody who's upset doesn't understand that if they did this with a Black person or a brown person, they would have been like, oh my God, yes, celebrate diversity. But because it's a white person, then jeans must automatically mean skin color. It doesn't mean that she's just a cute girl with big boobs. It must be that she's white. And it's like, it's not that deep. It's just a fucking play on words. So they get into this. Let's see.
I want to talk about a very, very important issue. There's a massive crisis that a lot of people are talking about. And it's divided a bit.
Bro, you are coping so hard. That is insane.
Big part of the country. And that is Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad.
Oh, no.
Which, you know, very patriotic to a lot of people with the Mustang being in it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say this girl is making companies so much money. Any commercial she does for a company, they make money.
Okay. Hold on. Obviously, if we look at Sydney Sweeney, then we're going to be able to find flaws. She's not a fucking perfect goddess. Obviously. But she is a conventionally attractive girl. If she went to your high school, you would have fallen in love with her just by looking at her. Compared to other top tier celebrities, maybe not. But to act like she's not attractive is insane. Insane. Like, all right. Claudia said, that reminds me, I need milk. Can we just totally freak the fuck out all the time over everything? Apparently. All right.
Girls making companies so much money. Any commercial she does for a company, they make money. Okay, I'm gonna give you some stats on this one here.
I love her.
And then we're gonna share with you what happens when you put transgenders into commercials. What happens with that strategically, and then you know we'll also show what happens when you put big girls.
Exactly. Quality says she ain't Grace Kelly, but she's good looking.
Girls in clothes to try to sell clothes. What happens? By the way, guys, it's all data. It's not like we're picking on anybody. Okay, like here's the latest ad by American Eagle. And a lot of people
I also don't know what
call
that
this
means.
Nazi propaganda.
All right, so we only got one clip before, so more Sydney Sweeney for you guys.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color.
Like, come on, get the fuck out of here. Oh, she's ugly, bro. She's busted. She got hit in the face with a frying pan. Like, bruh, just be gay. It's okay. It's okay if you're gay.
My jeans are blue.
Sydney Sweeney, Casper Keen.
Or maybe you say, you know what? This, something about her is just typically not my style. But yeah, obviously, like, come on, man.
I'm not here to tell you to buy American Eagle jeans. And I definitely won't say that they're the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. Or that they make your butt look amazing. Why would I need to do that? But if you said that you want to buy the jeans, I'm not going to stop you. But just so we're clear, this is not me telling you to buy American Eagle jeans.
Sydney Sweeney, Casper Keen.
Let's not also forget that this was the standard for advertising like 15 years ago. You just find somebody attractive, put them on the screen, and be like, buy our shit. I mean, this one is a little, it's very self-aware. So, it's like, oh, Sydney Sweeney, that's great. That's the self-aware part. But that's the point. It's self-aware. That's the joke. You know, the lefties think they're so smart. Like, hold on. But like jeans and white and oh my God, I figured out the dog. It's not a dog whistle. It's a fucking joke, you retards.
You see what I did there, right?
Who is this Nazi?
Adam, don't interrupt. I'm in a moment.
Sydney Sweeney, and I'm from Spokane, Washington. I can work as a local hire as well, though, and I'm available for the American Eagle jeans campaign shoot.
Profile and hands, please. Thanks. We'll be in touch.
Sydney Sweeney, Casper Keens.
Next.
Oh, that's
and that's it. It's a pun. That's it. Jeans sounds like the word jeans, like denim. And she's an attractive girl. And so, like that's it. That's it.
Hitler all over the but Hitler's all over that.
Are you with us on that one? Obviously, I mean that's the story.
Yeah, what's the story? PBD?
The story is from New York Post that people are losing their minds, saying the fact that
it says
white and all this other stuff. But
American Eagle ad slammed as Nazi propaganda by crazed woke mob over jeans with a J and jeans with a G pun.
Stop it. Knock it off. So, okay, what is the data here? American Eagle sparks backlash for touting Sydney's great jeans as slogan. Roger Maynard's around the rose on the right praised the campaign as a blow to wokeness. It's not about a blow, guys. It's literally data. I mean, can you go a little bit lower?
Well, I mean, I don't disagree that it is a blow to wokeness, but that's not what it was. It was just a return to normalcy. It was just, okay, we're going to stop doing all the stuff that we changed that lost us money that catered to 1% of the population. That's it. This is always what advertising was. Sex sells.
See what they put. Good for American. What is it called? The brand is called American Eagle. Okay. Good for American Eagle. This got the kind of attention that it got. Okay. And made money for this company. And by the way, to the woke people that are upset, let's just say you are upset with this. Stupid. Let's look at the trans ad that Jaguar did, that there was no car in the commercial. That the best commercial on Jaguar was done by Vinny, in my opinion. It wasn't even at Jaguar that did it.
Fantastic.
Thank you. Okay, this one right here, Rob. I don't know if you have it or not. Okay, just put the picture of the people that are in it, right? So this is who was in the Jaguar ad. All right, no problem. Representing the...
Hey, there he is. Shout out to Quamtech. Welcome to the party. We were just talking about the salesman speak. Gotcha. So what I'm hearing you say is this, that, and the other. Do you think that if this, that, and the other would be the case, then you could be, yeah, I guess. I mean, gotcha. So what I'm hearing you say, welcome to the party, sir. We are talking about the Sydney Sweeney ad and how it compared to this Jaguar ad.
So this is who was in the Jaguar ad. All right, no problem. Representing the trans LGBTQ. If you're right, sales should blow up for Jaguar. Rob, can you show us?
Did they know?
What happened to Jaguar after this ad in sales? Just
I remember exactly the number of cars. Do you guys? Put the number in the chat if you remember how many cars they sold in the month after that. It was that funny of a story. Do you remember?
Rob, can you show us what happened to Jaguar after this ad in sales? Just go to Google. Yeah. Jaguar sales after transgender ad. What happened to their numbers? I'm assuming they're up 600%. Maybe they're up 200%. Oh, no. they're down 98%.
Uh-oh.
Guys, by the way,
they sold 49 cars. 49 cars the month after the entire brand sold 49 cars the month after that ad came out. Get woke. Go broke.
Catastrophic. Like Jaguar,
It's over.
a brand that my uncle Luther Alcalce always had a Jaguar, a Syrian guy. Always. You would go like Jaguar represents class, old money. You know, it was
It's
a
like
certain
James
types of
Bond
people that drove.
And what was I just telling you guys the other day about when my dad was getting a new car and he's got money. And so my dad was getting a new car and he was thinking about getting perhaps a Maserati. I was like, yo, that's awesome. And he ended up getting a Jaguar. And I was younger. I was probably like 12, 13-ish. And I was like, oh, this isn't cool. This looks like an old man's car. I'm like, obviously, now I know that, you know, there's a status with that car. And it's a different thing than a sports car. But yeah, this rainbow bullshit is not the way. Fox said all the real gays and lesbians went right off to Subaru like they always have after the commercial. Yup. Yeah, they did not break 100. Did not break 100. I mean, by now, maybe, potentially, but yikes. Like I said, isn't it strange that the woke have resorted to constant gaslighting based off conspiracy theories and supposed dog whistles? Scary, scary. They always know what the real meaning behind things are. Yep. It's never just simple. It's never just what it is. There's always a deeper meaning. Now, of course, like with the Balenciaga stuff, that shit was fucking conspiratorial at the least. But it's not everywhere.
Jaguar represents class, old money. You know, it was
It's
a
like
certain
James
types of
Bond
people that drove it. Yeah.
almost, right?
Yes,
And then
exactly.
now
was an
you're
Aston
doing this.
Martin.
So to all the people that are furious, show the data that the trans ads work. Now, what was the other one? If I give you some numbers here right now, American Eagle stock. Did you see what happened yesterday?
They dropped.
The American Eagle stock went up 6 to 12% in regular trading. After hours, it went up 15 to 22%, making them $200 to $300 million like this. That's what she just did. Like this, made them money in one day, $200 million with a commercial that she did. On top of that, she partnered a few years back with a company called Dr. Squatch. I don't know if you guys follow this story with Dr. Squatch. If you go to Dr. Squatch and put Sydney Sweeney, she partnered with those guys.
Put one in the chat if you've seen the Sydney Sweeney Dr. Squatch. We're not going to go to that one because it's not relevant to this. But
it was a marketing blitz. Went out there, did her thing. You know what ended up happening with these guys, Dr. Squatch? Can you type how much Unilever paid for Dr. Squatch? How much did Unilever pay for Dr. Squatch? Okay. For Dr. Squatch. What a name, by the way. I have a hard time saying it. They paid $1.5 billion. Vinny, you've probably never heard of Dr. Squatch.
Never heard of it.
They paid $1.5 billion to a company you've never heard of before. Okay. And Sydney Sweeney was a bigger part of that ad. Now, there was another brand that tried to do DI stuff with big girls. You remember the big girls one? Scott, I'm sure you follow very closely.
Scott, talk to us.
Dove was definitely, like beautiful at any size. Yeah, there. Yeah, where are we? Yeah, there we go. It was, exactly. And Unilever, that's as high as it goes. That's as high as it goes. Gromtech said, I would buy a Jag if they can recoup from these stupid ass ads. Well, let's hope for a Bud Light type of story here. Maybe they'll come back and be like, actually, we've heard you. Fuck all of that shit. Let's go back to what we've been doing forever. Because, remember when that whole thing with Bud Light happened and then they did change their tune after the woke stuff. Then a lot of people were like, nope, sorry, too late. But I was more of the opinion that, like, hold on, if we have that power to show them that we don't like this and they will change based on what we want, let's take that win. Let's celebrate somebody who's listening to us. And I think, I'm not really in the market to buy a car, and if I was, I wouldn't be able to afford a Jaguar anyway. But I would support them if they, if they come back from it.
I like to do DI stuff with big girls. You remember the big girls one? Scott, I'm sure you followed very closely.
Scott,
none of us followed it.
There wasn't just one.
More cushion for the pushing.
One brand. There were lots of brands.
But there was one of them. There was one of them that
didn't Victoria's Secret go down this road?
There you go.
We know Victoria's Secret now. They like big girls.
Rennie, you know for a fact.
What? Victoria's Secret did a plus size fat chick thing? Oh, come on. Let's say Victoria's Secret has been making strides towards greater inclusivity by featuring plus size models in their campaigns.
Your apartment right now, your place right
I'm sure that's done brilliantly for them.
Now, if I go into your beautiful truck that you have, the sick truck that you have, there's a bunch of Victoria's Secret.
I kind of like my Sentra. It's just peppy. It's sturdy. It's good.
You know, flyers sitting around with big girls.
1,000%.
I'm certain of it because you give me the vibes that you're into that kind of stuff, right?
Size 22.
Yeah.
So,
God damn.
You know why Hollywood works? You know why Victoria's Secret works? You know why?
Sex sells, just like I said above all.
Why these ads work is because you're seeing something that's physically attractive. It's a dream, and it does well. Okay, and the data shows us that people like natural beauty. Don't get me wrong. Kim Kardashian still does very well with 70-something surgeries that she's claimed she's done. Okay, but Sydney Sweeney, Rob, is that natural? Is that the
Sydney Sweeney's? She's all natural.
She's got great hands.
That was good. She's got great hands. You know, I like that. That was fun.
Is that what the whole?
She's all natural.
She's got great hands. Show her hands in the.
Is that what the whole obsession is? Like she's done breast reduction at 18.
Yeah,
she did breast reduction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No. She considered it, but she decided against it.
Oh.
That I would agree with. And I think there was a period of time where she was looking good after surgery. If you see pictures of her like pre-surgery, she just, I mean, you know, she wasn't ugly. She just wasn't anything special at all. And then she started getting the surgeries. She started doing stuff and she started looking good. And then it went downhill. I mean, depending on how smelly and rock hard her BBL is, I would still hit it. But she ain't who she used to be.
She did breast reduction.
Ooh, I got a good poll for you guys.
No, she considered it, but she decided against it.
Oh, well, it paid off to not get it, like not to get breast reduction.
Stock is up.
Don't slap God in the face, Cindy.
Tom, for a man who's
Keep
a
what you
businessman,
got.
how do you study this case study? Should additional companies be thinking about their transgender ad to do like Jaguar, or should they go get the next Sydney Sweeney and come and do ads for them?
Well, beauty sells, and Sydney Sweeney certainly has beauty. I mean, that's obvious. And also, you know, wrong.
New poll, guys. Who would you rather smash? Peak Kim Kardashian or peak Paris Hilton? Let me know.
Headed conclusions are a staple of the internet, and the internet loses its mind over false accusations and weird conclusions, and we saw that happen. But I do think you were bringing up the plus size models. I think there should be some federal legislation because headlines such as Lizzo and Playboy reach terms could cause widespread panic. And so I think that
please no.
There are things like this that we need to prevent, but this was like brand destruction. You know, fashion and beauty have been around the idyllic, hey, this is what a muscular guy looks like. This is what an attractive female looks like. And they put these ideal images in front of us. By the way, photoshopped and trimmed and everything else, because even the models don't look that good sometimes. And they
like, don't you remember walking around the mall and there was a Hollister and an American Eagle and an Abercrombie and it was all a bunch of like 17-year-old naked, like that's what it was, because that's who their fucking target audience is. And you know, all this talk about, oh, I want to see representation. I want to see myself. No, the fuck you don't. You want to see aspirational shit. You want to be, oh, wow, Sydney Sweeney looks good in those jeans, so I could too. Even though you know that that's not how that works, your lizard brain absolutely does work that way.
You sell fashion. Fashion is sold to perfection. You can aspire to be on this path of perfection and toward this.
Ariana Grande was on Ozempic? What? We got we got to side quest this. She was already tiny. Ariana Grande. Oh, what did I just before and after. No, we'll do before and after Ozempic. Okay, I'm starting to see it already. Okay, yeah. Wow, that's sad. This is a great example. Are these the same people? That's crazy. Before and after. Just kidding. Oh, don't do Ozempic, kids. All right, one more. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, I mean that's sad because like she was tiny in a good way, and now she looks like wasted away. She looks like me without my push-ups. Donate to hit the swole goal, guys. I'm puny. I'm too puny. I need your help. Donate to hit the swole goal.
Sold to perfection. You can aspire to be on this path of perfection and toward this path of allurement. If you have these clothes, this and this, this is the way it's sold. Why are we so surprised? And then this.
Well, hey, we got what's his name? Dwayne Johnson as the Moana dude.
Of allurement. If you have these clothes, this and this is the way it's sold. Why are we so surprised? And then this little sliver out there goes viral. The real question here is, why do certain things go viral and certain things not? And for some reason, some weird conclusion about Sydney Sweeney went bonkers. I don't get it. And
I completely understand why people would be addicted to Ozempic, even if you're not physiologically addicted to the drug itself. I could completely understand how behaviorally you would get addicted to losing more and more and more weight, just like that. So far, we only have 2 votes. What the fuck? Hit the goddamn poll, you lazy fuckers. Quality said, Jesus Christ, why would she do that? Looked like she just escaped Auschwitz. A little bit. Not good.
Some weird conclusion about Sydney Sweeney went.
All right, one person did. Let's hit the poll.
Bonkers. I don't get it. And how people have tried to cater to the DEI and go the other way and have lost a lot of money in the process. I get that. Jaguar went the wrong way.
Yuck. And I have a special place in my heart for Moana because the first time I saw it, I was tripping balls with 2 of my good friends. And oh man, that was a night. Because I didn't assume, because that's not an option. No, what do you mean? No, that's not an option. Guamtech said floor-wise? Aquaman being from the Pacific Islands where the ocean meant so much is just perfect. Lore-wise. Gotcha. Even if you're gay, you still gotta vote. Welcome to the party. It doesn't say that you want to do these things. It's a would you rather. You would rather do this over that. I would rather get my finger chopped off than my leg broken in half. That doesn't mean I want either of those things. Let's use our brains here.
And go the other way and have lost a lot of money in the process. I get that. Jaguar went the wrong way. Boy, that worked out, didn't it?
There's your thoughts on the Scott.
Well, on the left right now, you have to understand everything you hate is Hitler. I hate Donald Trump. He must be Hitler.
Yeah, that's right.
I hate Sydney Sweeney, and I hate what these ads represent.
Me neither.
Therefore, she also must be Hitler. I mean, look at the mainstream media headlines. I'm sitting here counting. 1, Washington Post, Independent, NBC News, Fox News, Salon, KTLA, Newsweek. Piece after piece after piece after piece dedicated to the supposed controversy. What is the controversy? You mean to tell me that if you put attractive women next to a product, people might want to buy it?
Yeah.
Like that's your.
Hell no. I don't know about that. If we look at the history of advertising,
that's blowing my mind.
Oh my God.
Did we just think of that? And
no idea.
But it's a controversy. Yeah. It's a controversy because you guys have been talking about it. The people on the left who control a lot of these cultural institutions, they thought they had everything sort of moving in a different direction than, and now Sweeney's back. She sells jeans. She has to be attacked as Hitler because it blows up their narrative. Again, they want to create a narrative-based world, not an empirical world.
Equality, I already fucking answered it to you. Peak Kim K or peak Paris Hilton? Which would you rather smash? Peak Kim Kardashian or peak Paris Hilton? I put it in the chat for you. I said it 4 times.
Up their narrative. Again, they want to create a narrative-based world, not an empirical world, not a world based on facts or logic or, things that we know are true. Everything has to be.
I would agree with you.
Be based on narratives. The narrative here was, we can sell just as much stuff by putting things in front of people that they.
All right. You'll get a dilly for that. Or depends. It depends. You gotta you gotta sit on it and numb it first, right?
The narrative here was, we can sell just as much stuff by putting things in front of people that they don't like, but we're going to make them like it. We're going to force them to like it. Sweeney comes along and says, no, people like attractive women. Next two products. Blows up the narrative.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, there's the other day we were having a conversation on whether Philip Seymour Hoffman is a top 10 actor, greatest of all time or not. It was a very heated debate. Fights broke out.
Sunflower seeds were thrown at each other.
Sunflower seeds. And it was nonstop debate over this guy's top 10 or not. We finally settled on he's a top 20, top 25 all time. Okay. That's where we were at. The guy
Am I a dick for being annoyed that somebody is in my Discord posting a link to a different stream that's happening as if we're not doing this right now?
He's a legend.
Yes.
And when we went through top 10, names that came up were,
Al Pacino,
De Niro, Daniel Day-Lewis,
De Niro,
leading men.
Dustin Hoffman was a top 20 guy.
Tom Cruise,
Tom
Hanks.
We had a bunch of these guys. These names.
Denzel
Leonardo
Washington.
DiCaprio.
Listen, it kind of also helps if the leading man is extremely handsome.
Oh, yeah.
That helps.
Yes.
Generally. Okay. Leading actress is, what's her name? The girl that you like. Is Margot Robbie the greatest actress in the world? I don't
Absolutely.
know. Is Megan Fox the greatest actress in the world?
Now, Megan Fox. Let's just leave that.
How many times have you watched Transformers 1? And I wonder how many people stopped watching Transformers after Transformers 2. When she no longer came back, they were done. If there's no Shia LaBeouf and no Megan Fox, Transformers was done. I can ask my kids to watch Transformers 1. They'll watch it with me 50 times. If I ask them to watch Transformers 3, they're leaving and going to swim it outside. It's like people leave. It's a mass exodus.
I'm against trans.
Yeah, you're right.
As long as I'm one of them, I don't care. Open an X tab, open a Rumble tab, open a YouTube tab. Play the game. Let's play the game. You know what I mean? All right. So I think they're finishing up on this story. Let's go back to some more ratings and polls from the Wall Street Journal. The Democrats are fucked. He said, definitely kind of scummy to promote a competition stream. Yeah, thank you. I'm not pissed off. It's just really, literally the previous post is, we're going live. Here's the thing. And then someone who never talks is like, check this out. How about you check this out? All right. Where were we? Democrat approval rating reaches new low, according to Wall Street Journal poll. Okay.
Democrats' approval rating, because of all of these stories, Wall Street Journal drops another story, a poll. Democrats' approval rating craters to 35-year low.
Wow.
Not a 5-year low, not a 10-year low. We're talking about a 35-year low.
And they're not even in charge right now.
How much worse?
That's my whole life. My whole life. This is the worst the Democrats have ever been viewed in my entire life.
Can it get than this? Normally, when somebody takes office, their rating goes lower and you have an opportunity to come up.
Yeah.
Not for Democrats.
Yep.
Normally, he has all this stuff that's going on with Epstein. The polls keep favoring him more and more and more. And so the poll comes out, revealed that 63% of registered voters view Democrats unfavorably compared to 33% with a positive impression, marking the lowest since 1990. While Trump's approval rating stands at 46, disapproval at 52, higher than the 40% at this point in his first term. Republicans' approval rating is net 7 points unfavorable. And if election were held today, 46% would back a Democrat versus 43% for Republican. Democratic polls.
Interesting. Guamtech doing what mods should do and reminding you all to like and share the video, which you guys do all the time. So thank you so very, very much for doing it. Again, guys, it doesn't even matter if you think anybody's going to click on the link. Just by you telling YouTube, Rumble, X, wherever that you want more people to see this, they will show it to more people. Thank you, sir. And I mean, once we have the numbers, then we can do that. But then it'll just be like 5 of us being like, hey, we're the Indian Jesus. I was like, who the fuck is that? Nobody cares. We're watching a thing here. So one day, like I say, we're close to the beginning than we are to the end. We will be able to do this, but I need your guys' help. And that includes liking the video and sharing it. Also, while we're on the topic, leaving a comment as soon as the stream is over also really does help. Like just a regular comment in the comment section, if you would so please. Thank you.
Percent would back a Democrat versus 43% for Republican. Democratic pollster John Anzalone, who helped conduct the survey, said the Democratic brand is so bad that they don't have the credibility to be a critic of Trump or the Republican Party. Let me read this quote to you one more time, folks.
It's like, yeah, exactly. It's like, okay. Trump's got some issues. Republicans, the neocons, there's definitely issues there. But it's like, who the fuck is you to be talking about issues with a political party? Look at home first. Look in the mirror first.
Ability to be a critic of Trump or the Republican Party. Let me read this quote to you one more time, folks. The Democratic brand is so bad that they don't have the credibility to be a critic of Trump. You don't have no moral authority to say anything bad about Trump or the Republican Party today. Voters trust Republicans over Democrats on inflation by 10 points, immigration by 17 points, handling illegal immigrants by 17 points. Though they disapprove Trump tariffs by 17 points, which we'll get to that here in a minute, with Republicans still scoring 7 points higher than Democrats on that issue, Anzalone stated, until they reconnect with real voters and working people on who they're for and what their economic message is, they're going to have problems. Scott, thoughts on the story?
Well, Democrats, because of the Biden presidency, because they lied about Joe Biden's condition, because they lied to the country about the inflationary impacts of his policies, have dug themselves the deepest hole they've ever been in the history of their party. That's number one. Number two,
I don't really got ops. But I do think it is you guys see how engaged with the chat I am. Like, you go over to some other stream and you're just in the chat, whereas here you're part of the show. So I don't get it. That, if you're going to watch that stream and just kind of be there, you watch that on the replay. Come here and have the conversation.
Have dug themselves the deepest hole they've ever been in the history of their party. That's number one. Number two, cultural radicalism.
What is this from? Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what you cheer for. I feel like it's a movie quote, but is it? Box said, I'm angry at TYT's part-time mod right now. I got a chat timeout yesterday over BS. Not gonna happen over here. I mean, you could get timed out, but not over some BS.
The deepest hole they've ever been in the history of their party. That's number one. Number two,
it's a good line.
Cultural radicalism. I mean, when the hills you're willing to die on are boys and girls sports, paying for transgender surgeries of inmates, which Kamala Harris had in the last election. When you're willing to die on these hills.
And we are willing to die on these hills because we are on the hill for the children, whereas they are on the hill because my rights. And I get to do what I want and selfish entitlement. So yes, I will die on the hill that we should not be transing kids. But that's kind of different than dying on the hill that we have to trans kids. Box said he got in his feels. Second time I've been timed out over there in 3 years of watching there every day. So, I mean, that's there you go. Shout out to Rick and Morty, who that Morty is named after this Morty. This Morty was first. He's 15. He's almost 15 years old. Get him a treat. He's hungry.
Of inmates, which Kamala Harris had in the last election. When you're willing to die on these hills, when you're willing to go and say Maryland man unfairly deported back to his home country. I mean, when you're willing to die on all these 80-20 hills, eventually your approval rating will wind up, I'm no mathematician, but around 20.
Yeah, exactly.
They're getting there. And so this hole they've dug themselves in, like, if I can't trust you not to put a boy in my daughter's locker room, why would I talk to you about taxation policy?
Bingo. Exactly. Shout out to Scott and fucking Jennings. Well said. Well said. Why the fuck should I talk to you about taxation policy if I can't even trust you to keep boys out of the girls' locker room?
In Like, if I can't trust you not to put a boy in my daughter's locker room, why would I talk to you about taxation policy or inflation or tariffs or anything else? You're trying to put a boy in my girl's locker room.
That's right.
Why? And so I agree with Anzalone. By the way, he's a serious pollster. He's been around the Democratic Party forever. This is a serious guy. He's got it dead right. They have no credibility to
Is he a liberal himself? Or
yes, he is one of the most sought after Democratic pollsters. The Wall Street Journal poll, they get a Democrat and a Republican, two serious people. They do the poll together. Anzalone knows Democrats. He knows campaigns, and what he said right there is dead right.
Wow.
Dead right. He is a serious guy.
By the way, when you look at this, Scott, question for you. So this is the net favorability of each party, right? Tom, I need your help on this one here. Up until 2004, if you look at all
right, so just so we know what we're looking at, obviously red and blue, net favorability of each party starts in 1990 and goes all the way to 25. Goddamn.
For the most part, both of them are positive, right? And then all of a sudden, Republicans fall. That's obviously under Bush. Obama gets a little bit of a spike in 08, and then he starts falling. And then Biden has a massive crash. And Republicans since 2006 have relatively stayed at that -10 number, if you look at that. But what is the difference that caused this go from being positive, everybody was positive, then all of a sudden everybody being negative? How did that happen? Tom, what would you say?
Well, there's two things. There's an erosion
wokeness
of Americans' trust in government. And so when you talk about net favorability of each party, you say, how many of you favor, how many of you unfavor, and what's the difference there? So the Republicans have had a -10% favorability. And if you take a look at the core of it, goes in, it started crashing like 04, which is basically Bush's second term, and then stayed down when Obama was elected in 8, reelected in 12, and then
you guys are boring. 5 votes on that. You guys are boring.
Only recently did the lines cross, but you take a look at what happened. Starting with Obama's reelection, the Democrat unfavorability, as the average voter is finding out what it really means and what they stand for, putting a boy in my daughter's locker room, what really doesn't work economically. The story of the chart is that even though people have eroded trust of the Republican Party, it has stayed level and picked up just a tick since Obama. However, starting with Obama, the Dems dropped below the line in 08. See that, Pat?
Yeah.
And went, and look at the plummet, because it doesn't work. The Bernie side, the AOC side, the Marxist side, the DEI side does not work, and it's leading to these high negatives. And
well, Matthew brings up a great point here, and saying Middle East forever wars on the right and wokeness on the left. So if we look at both of those things, clearly forever wars are the more important thing to get right. Right? I think, it's very important that, and we're talking wokeness broadly, not specifically trans and kids, but wokeness broadly versus the forever wars. It is way more important that we get it right on the wars. But as it plays out, more average people who are not into politics, who don't already have an understanding of the information and the people and their position and so on and so forth, those people are much more likely to start paying attention to politics if you get them on something that they already care about. And so all the time, people will give me shit. Oh, why do you talk about cultural issues? No, there's bigger shit happening. Okay, great. You know about those things. So you go read about those things. You go talk about those things. We've got people here who don't know shit about Jack. I'm trying to get them in the fold because more of us actually agree than you think, and we can get shit done. The weapons of mass destruction. Yep. But said, if you've not seen your local politician on a podcast lately, they are probably taking APAC money. True.
The DEI side does not work, and it's leading to these high negatives. And I have a lot of respect also for Anzalone. He's one of the ones I read and I respect. Also respect Mark Mitchell over at Rasmussen. Mark knows what he's doing, and they're seeing the same things. They're seeing the same things. And they're also seeing that you can't look at parties uniquely like this. You have to peel back a little bit. And on issues, the real story is what you read on the issues, is issue by issue, Americans trust Republicans by 10 points on inflation, by 17 points on immigration, by 7 points on tariffs. What else is there, right?
Not much. Not much. Because as we just talked about, while individual people who don't really pay attention to politics at all might care more about the cultural issues, those big things are what really matter.
So what is eroding it? If the Republicans are leading on that,
you can ask. I don't think they're going to listen.
What is happening here? What's happening here is all of the DEI and the woke fallout has crushed the Democrat Party. Now we've got a year to pull a madman like the candidate in New York. I call him Madman, and flip the script using the tools of modern communication. What did you call it? The
modern communications ecosystem.
Yeah, the modern communications ecosystem, where you step away from cable, you step away the dominance of 4 channels on TV. Podcasts matter, opinions matter. So many other things are bringing it out. You still have a year for that, and we've seen with Mamdani what can happen, Pat, in a short time with the voting. But we got a year to where this gets serious. Next August 1st is where it really gets serious, because everybody that you read about on pollsters will tell you August 1st to October 1st next year is where the independents will move and choose as we go into midterms.
We'll see.
Okay, interesting. Because when you make a strong prediction, like by August 1st next year, this is or is not going to happen, then I need to hear a little bit more than trust me, bro. But that makes a lot of sense about going into the midterms and so on and so forth. Matthew said, I trust them on almost everything going on right now, except the list. That's the one thing I can't let go. I said, shit, me too. But it definitely is making me reconsider how much trust I have in any of it, because I did not think that we would be in this position with the list, and we are. So I was wrong somewhere.
What happened? Adam, your thoughts on this?
The Democratic Party is a sinking ship, and I'm just so glad that I jumped off it a couple of years ago. I was on it for a little while, Scott. It was a bumpy ride. It was funny. We were at dinner last night. Thank you for a great dinner, PBD. And we ran into Roger Stone, and you're shaking Roger Stone's hand, and Vinny and Roger are doing their, pleasantries. And he said, hey, Adam, he goes, this guy right here is the biggest Donald Trump fan out there. I was like, me? And the reason I know he's joking about that is because once you sort of switch teams and you see what that team was, you're so disgusted by what's going on over there that you can't help but just like, look at these idiots over here.
Yep. As someone who walked away from the left, I completely agree.
And what I'm starting to see is my Democratic
Jamie
friends.
Diamond called them idiots.
Yeah, Jamie Diamond said
they
said
are
the following. He said they have big hearts and little brains. And that's what I've experienced. They say when you're young, if you're not a liberal, you have no heart. If you're older and if you're not a conservative, you have no brain. Bingo. Jamie Diamond is in the thick of things.
He couldn't say this 5 years ago.
No, exactly. And Trump winning has given people out of cover to really say the truth. And then I think that
Equality was just saying, oh, I love when you call people retards. And I've been holding my tongue on that one for a long time, but I've just been letting fly a little bit more as, the culture has been changing. The other word, I'm still a little scared to throw it out here, but if you're in Discord, you know exactly what's good.
That's what's going on here. The number one thing that I think, in my opinion, I go around, I've said this a million times, go around giving people American flags. Very few people say, no, I don't want one. And take a guess who does not want an American flag.
The liberals, the ones with blue hair or the nose, the fucking bull ring nose thingy, usually fat and angry about something. And part of their hair has been shaved.
American flags. Very few people say, no, I don't want one. And take a guess who does not want an American flag.
Democrats.
It is the super liberal Democrats who don't want to be caught looking like they love America.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? Because I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what.
Say what you want about Trump and the Republican Party.
That, Adam. I love that you do that. Let me tell you. You have, whenever I'm running, you're giving people that American, that's your thing, that's your shtick. I freaking love that you do that, because it's a great case study to see how people react. Scott, your thought?
Yeah, I like that. That falls into the culture jamming aspect of like what, forcing people to really live out their principles if they have any. Instead, I wish they would just come out and say they must have destroyed all of the smoking guns while Biden was in charge. I would believe that. I don't know. I mean, at this point, if they said, how do I word this? I fear that I also would have trusted that. Obviously, seeing now what's played out over the past, week or two, we know that not to be the case. Otherwise, they would just say it. and definitely, it definitely wouldn't be work now. But I fear that if they had said that, oh, the Biden administration, they just destroyed everything. I don't know. I want to say no. I wouldn't believe that. I don't know.
Thing that's your shtick. I freaking love that you do that because it's a great case study to see how people react. Scott, your thoughts?
So my comment on what you said is 2 years ago, you joined the Republicans. I think in the last 2 to 5 years, really since Trump, but really recently, his branding of the Republican Party as common sense versus
here to resurrect the second coming of common sense.
His branding of the Republican Party as common sense versus, what's the alternative? Uncommon nonsense.
Yup.
He has scrambled the ideological deck. It's not really just conservative versus liberal anymore. It's not really just Republican versus Democrat. It's for him, and he talked about it at the inaugural. It's just common sense versus the alternative. And a lot of people who never thought of themselves as Republicans, who never voted, who rarely voted, who don't think of themselves as caring about politics at all, who wouldn't want to be called Democrat or Republican. They love to be behind the guy. Well, that's just a common sense thing.
Yep.
The branding that he put on this is genius because it makes your coalition more elastic. You can bring people in, non-political people who don't want to be caught up in the normal red-blue.
Of course.
They love common sense. And that's what he's selling. And by the way,
That's
you look at the polling, it's
That's
working.
me. Yep. I thought Republican was a dirty fucking word for so long, and I'm kind of getting back in that camp. But there was, when the woke left got really bad, I didn't even like calling myself a conservative because I was really in that politically homeless spot where, I hate the Democrats, I hate the Republicans, but Trump is slightly better, so on and so forth. But I never called myself a Republican. And now as the MAGA America First message is diverting from what Donald Trump is actually doing and saying, I'm way more MAGA than I am a fan of Donald Trump.
He's got a common sense view on immigration. He's got a common sense view on cultural, radicalism. He's got common sense view on, well, maybe it would be better if we had tariff policy that was advantaging American workers and not foreign countries.
You think? Steve said, the super deep theory is that Trump cut a deal with Epstein in 2019 and has original copies of the files and then can prove the Biden administration tampered with the files. Hey, I'll believe it when I see it. Like said, even PDFs get due process and not cruel and unusual punishment. Even if you were found on the list, the outcomes of those trials would make you even more mad. Careful what you wish for. I mean, there's no, but again, this goes back to the notion that I am expecting that they release some list and then Obama and Clinton and all of them are going to be in handcuffs. Like, that's not going to happen. That doesn't mean that we don't want confirmation that this is actually what's happening. There's no I have no expectation that former presidents, former and sitting congressmen are going to be put in handcuffs and put in jail. That doesn't mean I don't want to know the truth. The truth shall set you free.
Sense view on, well, maybe it would be better if we had tariff policy that was advantaging American workers and not foreign countries. These are common sense concepts. You don't have to be steeped in conservative ideology to go, oh yeah, that sounds right to me. Common sense.
Scott,
beautiful.
When did you flip? Because, Daily Show did a nice little hit piece on you and basically...
but I thought the tariffs were so bad.
Saying that you were very critical of Trump at one point, just like JD Vance, just like myself, just like a lot of other people. What caused you to flip?
Well, I voted Republican my whole life, and I did vote for him 3 times. But like everybody else, I didn't get it. I mean, I've readily admit I did not get it. I did not understand.
Exactly. Brilliant. Let's give it a dilly before we even go in. Brilliant. Now, they said OJ got away with murder, but society knew he was a killer. That was better than nothing. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. The fact that he didn't get the punishment that he should have gotten is a different issue. That is frustrating. But not having the evidence presented for us to make our own determination would have been way worse. Well said, brother. Well said.
I did not get how this guy who hadn't been a Republican was coming along to take over the Republican Party. I did not get it. And so over time, I began to realize what he was doing. And I also began to realize the choice. And in 2024, for me, there was no, Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, the idea of common sense versus whatever it is she was selling. And so plus his opposition, the reflexive nature of his opposition to hate and try to delegitimize him on everything he does, I think is terrible for American. They're rooting. You wear that pin? They're rooting against America.
Yeah.
On the tariffs all April, they were hoping it would fail.
Imagine that.
They're hoping it would fail.
America.
On Iran, when we bombed the missile sites, what's the first thing that happened? We got to impeach him.
Yep.
Oh, he didn't do that much damage.
Yeah.
The immediate delegitimization of this guy. Every time he does something, they root for America's failure. So does he everything he does, no politician I'm 100% all the time. But I'll tell you this, I like it that he roots for America. And I hate it that they root against America just because he did it.
Bingo.
And I think that's why a lot of people are fine with it.
Let me ask you a follow-up on this, because forget about regular people. Talk about the people that you sit down with every single day. I'm going to assume they're not fans of Donald Trump.
No.
Starting with Abby Phillips all the way down that cast of characters. Do they hate Trump? Do they not love America? You're arguing with these people left and right. What is the common thread with most of these people?
Well, I think for the left, for the ideological left, the motivating issue for them, and this is the core of the Democratic platform. If Trump is for it, we're against it. If he decided to do something, it inherently must be wrong. And every conversation is framed with that in mind. And so then you debate it out from there. But I think because they hate him personally, all decisions he makes must therefore be attacked or stated that it's going to somehow lead to America's downfall. Tax cuts, tariffs, judges. For me,
otherwise,
Kamala Harris versus Donald
Trump.
The idea of common sense versus whatever.
Okay. Take two.
It is she was selling. Decisions he makes must therefore be attacked or stated that it's going to somehow lead to America's downfall. Tax cut.
Otherwise known as Orange Man Bad. So, guys, I did put up a new poll. We are coming up on that 2-hour mark. Maybe you guys will extend the show. Maybe not. But those are the remaining chapters of this this podcast. We have something about the fake COVID vax. Trump calling out Bill Clinton for being on the plane. Parents ditching soft parenting for fuck around and find out, or Trump announcing that trade deal may be our last one. We may be able to get multiple if you guys keep the party raging, but let me know which one you guys want. Just demurring himself out of shame because he was going to prison, and Glenn is still in prison. It's like taking out a dealer to stop the supply over going for street dealers. What? Epstein did mark himself out of shame because he was going to prison, and Glenn is still in prison. What's the yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, if you want to try that one again and fully get that. TV said one of our vendors is from Spain. Now it looks like we can sell there. I keep asking if they have room for some of our products. I can tell they are not amused. Sorry.
Attacked or stated that it's going to somehow lead to America's downfall. Tax cuts, tariffs, judges, immigration policy, everything he ever does. Think about the apocalyptic language they use to describe everything. And it doesn't really turn out that way. Tax cuts were good for America. Turns out controlling the border means you can't actually close the border. It turns out the tariffs do give you leverage in trade negotiations. And so
hey, shout out to Brandon Murphy. Welcome. So they say autism and vax are linked, but people like Fauci are going to deny and gaslight everyone. They're just in for money and using people to stay in power. Well, that is the main goal of politics, right? That is the main goal. Again, if you are just joining us, there's 3 things you could do that would make me so very, very happy. You can hit that like button, you could share the video, and you can hit the poll, and an extra one, send it a 99-cent super chat for the puppy. Oh, come on. He's so cute.
They close the border. It turns out the tariffs do give you leverage in trade negotiations. And so I just think it's a personal disposition. They hate this guy. Most of the people I debate with, they hate this guy.
Have you moved anybody?
Have I moved anybody?
Have you moved anybody? A little bit.
On those
anybody's
panels?
like, your friends.
I think I have made points that people say, I hadn't thought of that.
Well, they hadn't thought of that because all of the things that you're saying on your show have been actively blocked by CNN for the last decade.
But you have to understand, I'm debating people who fundamentally see the world differently than I see it. And look, I come from Kentucky. I'm a lifelong Republican. I'm a conservative. They don't come from middle America. They're lifelong liberals. And they also carry and harbor this personal hatred for Trump. And
for Trump and anybody who voted for him.
When that sort of colors your thinking about policy, you can see where the debates go.
Rob, can we see a clip of this Daily Show going after Scott? I'm trying to see, how do you go after Scott?
Oh, man.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
The 29-year-old Wunderkind, part of a nefarious White House scheme.
He lost some weight. He's looking good. Man's aging like a fine wine. Did you even tell this is the same dude?
Oh, man.
This is him right there. This is him right there. A little chubby Chubstein Porker.
9-year-old Wunderkind, part of a nefarious White House scheme to systematically fire disobedient U.S. attorneys.
Jennings declined to answer most questions in the face of sharp complaints from Democrats.
Senator, pursuant to the president's assertion, I must respectfully decline to answer that question at this time. I must respectfully decline to answer your questions. I'm going to decline to answer.
This is 3 days ago. Yeah,
July 27th.
Keep
3 days ago.
Get to the point right here.
Question. I'll have to decline to answer that.
Wow. Worst Jeopardy contestant ever. I mean, not
I wonder why your show is going to be next to be canceled.
the point, but
He's
his
wearing identically what you were wearing.
Joe Daniel here. I mean, pretty soon he's gonna get those arm tats and won't shut up about his therapist. We get it, Jonah. But that was the last time Jennings would ever decline to share his opinion because he soon joined CNN, where he made a name for himself as a rare conservative voice who would openly attack Donald Trump.
He's clearly violated his oath of office to preserve.
That's right, guys. Don't forget the chat is typical or default on Top Chat. You may be missing some of the chat if you don't go click that and do it to live chat. They do that for channels that are bigger than this, where the chat will just be flooding. But also, speaking of which, don't forget about our top fans. You could win some free merch. That little top fans button with the crown in the top right hand corner. Check it out. You get 5 different top fans, and you get some free merch.
Voice who would openly attack Donald Trump.
He's clearly violated his oath of office to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. This is outrageous. It's beyond the pale. Every Republican ought to be able to say so. We need a new nominee. If we nominate him again,
what year is this, Scott? What year is this? All this going on?
The first stuff you saw was back when I worked for President Bush. Just as a quick history lesson, there was a kerfluffle in Washington about Bush's dismissal of some U.S. attorneys. It was a handful of them. I was a deputy to Karl Rove, and they subpoenaed several of us to talk about it. Karl did not show up at the hearing that day. I did. And the president gave me a letter to tell the Congress he was asserting executive privilege over my testimony. So
we are coming to the end of the chapter. So if you care what we watch next, make sure you hit the poll.
What I did, I had to go there that day for several hours and effectively assert executive privilege over it. Ultimately, nothing really happened. Bush left office, and it all sort of went.
And while we're on the topic of settings and stuff, hit that. Oh, fuck. I forgot how to do it again already. But Google how to make sure your gifts are turned on so that if anybody does gifted memberships, you are able to receive them.
Nothing really happened. Bush left office, and it all sort of went away. But it was a big kerfluffle in 2007.
Let me ask the other question. How much weight did you lose?
I've lost a lot of weight. I'll be honest. My weight's been up and down. I fought it my entire life. At my high point, I probably weighed 275 pounds.
Damn.
Today I weigh about 178 pounds.
Holy shit.
100 pounds.
By the way.
Oh, Zempic.
I don't even recognize you.
Yeah. I was looking for pictures for the thumbnail, and a bunch of, I've seen clips from the show that he's on now. And I just Googled fucking what's his name, Scott Jennings, and a bunch of pictures came up, and I eventually chose this one. But like, there was a lot like this. I'm like, is there a different Scott Jennings?
Holy shit!
100 pounds.
By the way, I don't even recognize you.
Yeah.
Quality said, nah, he did the old-fashioned way, the Krispy Kreme diet. Well, maybe he was on the Krispy Kreme diet and then stopped the Krispy Kreme diet.
I don't even recognize you. Good for you for having done that.
Kids call it a glow up. You're glowing up now.
Yeah, but to be honest,
I fight it every day. I mean, I'm not unique in that, but it's a hard thing to do.
So I mean, maybe it's not Ozempic. Thank you, Matthew. If you click on the Indian Jesus page, you go to the page and click join. Click the 3 dots. So just like in the here, this is doing right now. Make sure you guys can get your gifts. So we'll do. Oh, that's what we'll do. So you go to the channel. And you, it's not going to have the join button there, but where it says these buttons, obviously it doesn't say for me, but it'll say join channel. And you can click. I was pretty sure there was a way to view the channel as like not me. But anyway, that's it there. Do that so you can get more free shit. Yeah, it's not on the, it's not in there. You have to go all the way to the page. I don't know why they do that, but anyway, thank you, Matthew. Let's dive right back in. Guys, we've got 10 people here and we've got 9 likes. If I could just get that one more like, my OCD would be so happy.
I fight it every day. I mean, I'm not unique in that, but it's a hard thing to do.
You know who else talked openly about it that way? Ethan Suplee. I don't know if you remember Ethan, but Ethan was a whole. You know who Ethan Suplee is? If you type in Ethan Suplee, you'll know who he is.
Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans.
Oh yeah,
of course.
He's a complete.
Yeah, that guy. This is probably the most dramatic body change that I've ever seen, and this was before Ozempic. And like this is him relatively like not that fat. Do you guys remember him in American History X? Yeah, like this was him in American History X. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Of course, tiny as fuck. But yeah, from old tub of lard here to jacked. I mean, yeah, he's got a lot of extra skin, but I mean, that'll happen, you know? Good job. Good job. I appreciate all you guys. Of course, all of you guys who are watching and liking and sharing, you guys are amazing. You guys know I love you. It's the other people that are just here stealing my content. I don't ask for money. I just ask for likes and shares, and you can't even do that. Oh, God. Oh, God.
All right, from place. But okay, all right. So while we're talking about this, Rob, can you go back to that poll?
Hey, there you go. Thank you. I think that was all box, but either way, thank you so very, very much.
Just one thing for me to add to the poll. What do you call it?
Democrat lowest approval.
When you look at that poll, if you look at the 2 biggest declines, if these were 2,
I mean, hey, you guys did see Sarah on the Raging Tomato fucking straight up shaming you for not giving her the donation goal. I'm just asking for free shit.
Stocks. Look at the biggest drop-offs.
Go.
One of them is
shout out to Box. Thank you, sir.
2 biggest declines. If these were 2 stocks, look at the biggest drop-offs. One of them is after 9/11, okay, which is what? President Bush. And the other one is what? After COVID. Look at that decline after COVID. Massive drop-off. After COVID, the Democrats tried
COVID.
After COVID.
You got the chat here. This is 2020 right here. This is 2020 right here. There was a big bump right when the COVID stuff started. And then, yikes.
Massive drop-off. After COVID, the Democrats tried to fully go crazy with ideas. And the Americans,
they were all bad.
People just said, I don't know if I'm going to go that wild with you.
And some of us were like, oh, we definitely know we ain't going with you on that.
By the way, do you think the amount of people that are partyless, like they're not linked to any party today, do you think that's getting bigger? Or do you think some of the people are like, man, because it is negative, right? It's still negative. It's like, it's not like it's positive and the Republican Party went up or, you know, it's still in the negative. Do you think there's millions?
Guys, the poll is tied. We have 2 options tied. So make sure you hit. Otherwise, I'll just pick whatever the fuck I want.
Of people that are trying to find a party that they don't relate to?
I think there are more people who dislike politics, period. And they don't necessarily trust political institutions or either parties. I think the Republicans are in far better shape.
Well, we also have to talk about the group of people who have tried to get into politics. A lot of these people are going to be y'all's age, a lot of Gen Xers who tried to get into politics, and then especially with the size of your generation and fighting peak boomers, it just, there was no ability to actually change things. There was no ability to actually, get your hands dirty and fix anything, because there was too many of them. And that is something that I understand the position, but people like that. Like we have a bunch of people who, I don't vote, I don't bother that, but you still care about this stuff. And so the fact that we are now entering an age where the Zoomer generation can be old enough and mature enough to understand these things. Obviously, not everybody, but let's not act like every millennial and Gen X is on point either. The point is that the landscape has changed, and now we, meaning those of us who are not in power, those of us who are not the boomers, are in the majority. So if we all just actually do some shit, then it'll fucking work. But everybody is so, black-pilled. They're like, whatever. And it's like, we just need a little bit from everybody. Hey, shout out to Box. Thank you. So very, very much. Morty knows what's good. Morty knows what's good. His head popped right up. Thank you so very, very much. A gifted membership. Shout out to Sella Saint. You are now a disciple. And again, oh my goodness, Morty's eating good. Shout out to Project VO Pod. There we go. That's Jake, right? I never took his perms anyway. So that's another thing. If you join the Discord, I might just completely forget to take your perms away, and you might just get more free shit. More free shit. Box the legend indeed. Thank you so very, very much. And the party rages on.
Don't necessarily trust political institutions or either parties. I think the Republicans are in far better shape. But yeah, I think we have a growing number of people in this country who, they just don't think of themselves as being party people. They might like an individual candidate. Obviously, there are people who love Donald Trump, but they just don't think of themselves as partisans. They think of themselves in some other way. And the Democrats, you mentioned COVID. Wasn't just COVID. It was COVID. But remember the summer of 2020, the riots, the
summer of love, baby. Yeah, I mean they take their cut. So if the more money that comes in, the more they're like, hey, let's make sure this guy gets more money so that they get more money. And if I get more money, and then more other people come, and you don't have to spend as much money for me to, it's a circle. Thank you so very, very much. We got our boy Zippy, the SM Lee. Welcome to the party. We are hanging out with Scott Jennings, the only valid voice on Fox News. There we go. We got some more votes on the poll. Swinging it.
It was COVID, but remember the summer of 2020.
Circle of life. Oh man! Shout out to Lion King.
And the Democrats, you mentioned COVID. Wasn't just COVID. It was COVID, but remember the summer of 2020, the riots, the cultural sort of disposition that everybody else has to be locked in your house unless you're out protesting for a good reason, and then you're absolved somehow.
I want to give you a shout out because you pointed out something that we sort of just glossed over about how bad this is. Let me tell you how bad this is. In the last 35 years, the lowest any party has ever been is -20. And the Democrats are like, you know what?
Hold my beer.
We're about to go way lower than that. The Democratic brand is so tarnished. We've never seen a major party this low.
Shout out to the real Black Betty. Welcome to the party, a fellow brown. We'll save that for the after party. But welcome.
Democratic brand is so tarnished. We've never seen a major party.
Hold my bear.
This low. The lowest the
like over here?
Republicans were.
Yeah, but
after 9/11, before COVID with Trump.
What I'm asking is the following.
Yep.
I'm asking to see, Scott, for you that follows all these stories in the.
Oh, see, you don't have to really hope for anybody. If they click the link now, then they get access.
Polls and everything that's going on. Is there an appetite for a Musk America party? Like, remember when Ross Perot started the Reform Party when it got 18.4%, and then he ran again in 96 and he only got 8.4%? Are we at a place that we have an appetite for people to join the third party?
I don't think so.
Yes, I think so. Only because I think and when I say a third party, I don't mean a brand new party. I mean something different than the Republican establishment and the Democratic establishment. So that probably means something like the Libertarian Party, hopefully not the Green Party, but something like that. I think there's going to be a lot of support behind something that doesn't look like anything that we've seen in a long time. Shout out to Funk Master General. Welcome to the party. Very good to see you, sir. So praise the Overlord with a hymn from on high. Oh, wait. Oh, ding, ding. Oh, wow. Okay, there you go. Got it. Ooh, ooh, ding, dang, bing, bang. There we go. Welcome to the party. And of course, the Overlord. Zippy said Musk stinks though. Total train wreck. Fun to watch though. Yeah, that's like his whole like America party. We're gonna start a brand new party. Like people been doing that. And maybe they don't got Musk money, but it takes more than money. It takes more than money. Just ask Bill de Blasio. Was it Bill de Blasio? Who was the guy who ran? I think it was de Blasio. Either way, it was someone recent, and they just tried to throw fucking millions of dollars in a few months, and it did not look good. Shout out to Josie. Welcome to the party. Said, yes, but it's going to be it's going to be the same shit. Look at the, hold on. It's going to be the same shit. Looks at FBI people that run on opening the list. They did a complete flip once they were voted in. Indeed. Welcome to the party. Can one of the mods tag Josie and make sure she is live if she wants to be? Because I don't think I brought up Epstein in a while, but just to make sure she is alive. But oh my goodness, 10 gifted memberships. 10 gifted memberships. Of course, a treat for Morty, and shout out to John Castle, Michael Magnator, Kevin Dondada, DJ Hudgens, Jack Talcott, Nordic Born, Sean Sack, Wes 11 Bravo, Raven Creek, and Jajutsu. You are all now disciples of the Indian Jesus. Make sure you click that free link, because now it's not just tonight you get full access. You got it for the whole month, thanks to our boy, Funk Master General. Thank you so very, very much. We also got the real Black Betty with the $2. Thank you so very, very much. And shout out to Sticks, X, and Hammer. Very much appreciated. I always get Charlie, Moist Critical, As in Gold, and Sticks, X, and Hammer all the time. Thank you so very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna do some math here. But I do believe we have a new sponsor of the stream. Thank you so very, very much. Let's dive right back in.
Ross Perot started the Reform Party when he got 18.4%, and then he ran again in 96, and he only got 8.4%. Are we at a place that we have an appetite for people to join the third party?
I don't think so. First of all, our system is not built for independent candidacies. But I would just tell you, I think we already lived through this. Trump was our independent moment. Mm-hmm. I think the way he won in 16 and the way he won in 24, when you look at the people who voted for him, yes, most Republicans, but his attraction of people who were not terribly political, didn't think of themselves as being Republicans or conservatives, or had voted Democrat, I think they were attracted to him because they saw him as an independent actor, somebody who would not be hemmed in by any political party or any political system. I think we already lived through this. In my opinion, he's a Republican. He's had a Republican Party, but he is also, I think, for a lot of people, somebody who was external to the system and therefore represented an independent kind of attitude. And
he was. Shout out to Josie. Oh my goodness. $20 from the party of 7. Yes, I got stiffed on a 185. A 185. Oh my goodness. Thank you. So very, very much. My goodness. You guys are amazing. I'm stuck over here doing math. I will get that banner up, but I believe that is past the goal. I got to make sure. I'm very bad at math, so you got to give me a second. But I believe this, if not Funkmaster General, takes us over the mark, which means I gotta do some push-ups. Every $2 is a push-up. So now that the goal is met, it's just about adding on and making my arms heard. Thank you so very, very much, guys. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And let's dive right back in.
Of people, somebody who was external to the system and therefore represented an independent kind of attitude in Washington.
It's Vinny, you had one of these stories here that if this was under a different administration, God knows what would have happened to this. Do you remember the story of the doctor that was refusing to give COVID vaccine, and instead he was giving the patients saline?
He's a freaking hero. This guy.
What happened to him?
So Dr. Michael Kirk Moore Jr., he's a plastic surgeon from Utah. He was looking at 35 years in prison for refusing to play along with the COVID narrative. Okay, this guy literally said no to the government. Okay, and he and 3 other guys were accused, the doctors, of destroying over $28,000 worth of vaccine doses and giving out nearly 2,000 vaccine cards. But the truth, he wasn't giving out, fake anything. He was giving people a way out. So instead of jabbing them with this experimental drug that we know now is giving all these problems, turbo cancer up, myocarditis, sudden deaths are all the way up, and nobody really wants to talk about it. And especially kids, parents that didn't want to poison their kids. Pat, he was giving them a way out for them to go to school.
So so he would go to the doctor, your family would go
People
to the doctor and say, look.
All right, guys, I did the math. And we do indeed have a new sponsor. Shout out to Funkmaster General. But the goal, I didn't hit goal met. We are now $73 out of 50, which means the goal is met. Oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. And look how happy Morty is. Look how happy Morty is. Look at it. If we get, where are we at? If we're at 73, if we get, we'll not even go 5. We'll go 4 more, any amount, then I will cut off the top of the peanut butter thing here, and so that he can get to the rest of them. 5 more of any amount. Let's see if we can do it. But either way, shout out to all of you guys. The goal is met. I'm going to have to bulk up tonight. Josie coming in hot indeed. Did somebody tag her and let her know? We're just make sure she's live. Trump is a Democrat. Yep. Who's a plant? What? And just said if you get to 100, we better see some nipples. I mean, if that's what it is, let's go. I'll do it shirtless if we get to 100. There we go. Box getting us started on the shirtless push-ups. My goodness. Oh man, I might regret offering this. I might regret offering this. I'm very sensitive, but let's see.
He was giving them a way out for them to go to school.
So so he would go to the doctor, your family would go to the doctor and say, look, I need the vaccine cards, but can you please not give the vaccine shot?
And this guy would probably take it, dump the vaccine, but give them like a saline shot. So it wasn't the actual vaccine.
How did he actually get caught? How did the guy actually get caught? Do we know?
I don't know how he got caught, but
sounds like he was indicted. I mean, if they dropped the charges, he had to.
He was about to do 35 years, but Pam Bondi stepped in mid-trial and just dropped the charges. They dropped the charges for this guy, and there's a video I sent Rob. Whenever you're done with that, Rob, Pat, it wasn't a.
So here's what we know: routine vaccine distribution monitoring. When it comes to Utah plastic surgery, participant in the CDC federal vaccination program starting in October 2020. Investigation findings: law enforcement, HHS traced patterns where over $20,000 in government supply COVID-19 vaccine doses were destroyed.
Good.
Okay, syringe down drains rather than injected, while at the same time nearly 90.
So luckily for you guys, it took me a little while to do the math, and we've jumped right into the chapter that you guys wanted, entitled Dr. Kirk Moore's charges dropped over a fake COVID vaccine. Oh, man, Matthew's got to go, but thank you so very, very much for hanging out. We also got Zippy. Thank you guys for being here. Have a good one.
Trace patterns where over $20,000 in government supply COVID-19 vaccine doses were destroyed.
Good.
Okay, syringe down drains rather than injected, while at the same time nearly 1937 fraudulent CDC vaccination cards were being issued. Saline injections and falsified procedures. I'm trying to find out how it happened, though.
How he got caught.
So those who qualified paid $100 per card. Federal indictment, journalist, co-defendant, January 11, 2023, charging conspiracy to defraud the United States. But was he making?
He wasn't
money?
making
Was he doing anything or-
no. He didn't profit from any of it. He just no. He had zero. He made money, zero money back. He was just standing on principle. And Rob has a video. Rob, can you play this video? He's on the steps. I don't know what courthouse he is outside, and it's such an emotional moment. Keep going, Robbie. Keep going. Oh damn! Did I send it to you, Rob? I think it's a little bit lower.
Stupid. I don't think I have it. This is
before we get to that. Funkmaster out sponsoring himself again with the $5. So there's more where this came from. If you keep your shirt on, well, I guess we got a battle. Whoever donates more gets to determine whether the shirt stays on or stays off. Goes off, comes off. You know what I mean?
Oh damn! Did I send it to you, Rob? I think it's a little bit lower.
I don't think I have it. This is the only clip I have.
Oh, can you just play his name, Rob? Giving them.
Is him?
Yep. Friend. Yo, they won't let my kids go to school.
Which one?
Unless this is it right here.
This is him.
Yep.
Audio.
Just seeing people I haven't seen in years come over and stand with us and support. It's just that some people.
You can pause it.
What are we looking at?
Pause it up. No, I mean
it's like
okay. Was that him getting? I missed it.
Like think about while
this close of 35 years.
Oh my goodness! And mind you, he kept poison. Okay, that's what I feel about what the vaccine was. Out of kids, he gave parents a voice. He saved lives, and for that they were trying to destroy him. With everything that we know with COVID, that is a hero. Not Dr. Fauci, which I just saw. Remember that?
What do you think about this? By the law, this is illegal by the law, what he did, right? I mean, to say like if somebody...
I want to get a little bit more information. I'm not super familiar with this story. So we got a little bit of chat GPT here. So what were the charges for Dr. Kirk Moore? So Dr. Michael Kirk Moore Jr., a Utah-based... Utah-based plastic surgeon faced federal charges stemming from a COVID-19 vaccine fraud scheme. Here's what he was accused of and what ultimately happened. From an incident in this was what PBD was scrolling through that I was like, tell us what's going on. Conspiracy to defraud, sell and dispose government property, conveyance, disposal of government property. Specific allegations: destroying over $28,000 worth of government-supplied COVID-19 vaccines, issuing approximately almost 2,000 fraudulent CDC vaccination record cards. Okay, that's what I was thinking. So he was giving out the vaccine cards to unvaxxed people, like a hero. Then administering saline injections to minors at parental request in lieu of the actual vaccination. So the children believed they had been vaccinated. If convicted, he faced up to 35 years in prison. And Mamdani directed dismissal of all charges against him, and citing interests of justice and a belief that he did not deserve the years in prison he was facing. With this dismissal, his trial ended early, just days after it began. The decision followed public pressure from political figures like RTG, Mike Lee, who praised Moore and urged the DOJ to drop the case. RFK also applauded him. Interesting. The case has emerged as a politically charged flashpoint in debates over pandemic-era enforcement, public health authority, and medical autonomy. It highlights how political activism and legal proceedings have intersected in high-profile vaccine-related cases. Yup. All right. So this is the video that we just watched is him realizing that not realizing, but right after his charges were dropped.
You can pause it, Rob. No, I mean
it's like think about while
this close of 35 years.
Oh my goodness! And mind you, he kept poison. Okay, that's what I feel about what the vaccine was.
Yep.
Out of kids, he gave parents a voice. He saved lives, and for that they were trying to destroy him. With everything that we know with COVID, that is a hero. Not Dr. Fauci, which I just saw. Remember that?
What do you think about this? By the law, this is illegal by the law, what he did.
Right, but I think I would have to see more specifics about the method of like, was it just decreed from Pam Bondi that we dismissed this, or were there mitigating factors in the case? But it is very clear that this is illegal. There's no question that doing that is illegal. The question is whether or not it's wrong.
By the law, this is illegal by the law, what he did, right? I mean, to say like if somebody comes in, they're given vaccine, so you can be seen as a hero, but by law, it is illegal or no?
Well, yeah, a certain group of citizens.
And should be clear, that should be illegal. It should be illegal to be defrauding people like that. But in this case, who was being defrauded was the government. And I'm kind of okay with that.
In 1776, took up arms illegally against the crown. And so there have been points where citizens do extraordinary things. Now, in this case, and by the way, you'll find liberals that think that they're doing the right thing by violating a law on their side. We feel we're doing this because we feel we're oppressed. And what this guy did was he, in his heart, believed the vaccines were wrong. The mandate was wrong. And worse, medically speaking, he felt the efficacy wasn't there. And so he helped.
He was right.
People get vaccine cards so that they could go to school, so that they could live and they could work. And that's what he did. And then when you turn the pages of history, now you find out the truth comes out that says, wait a minute, no way this guy should be prosecuted because we're unwinding all this. We're discovering the scandal and all this. And so the citizens that do something that is illegal. And it's just which way are the pages of history going to turn?
I'm only asking to say this guy did something believing it was, and it's not like he did something that harmed the body. The saline's not going to do anything.
Absolutely
to your body.
nothing.
So
correct.
He was doing something because he believed to his core that you shouldn't be forced to do something.
Yes,
correct.
I'm willing to bet he probably gave the vaccine to a lot of people that wanted it.
Oh, yeah, sure. So we have a new poll. This doctor that we're talking about, Dr. Moore, is he more of a hero or a criminal? You could argue he's both. You could argue he's neither. But which one is more relevant in what we're talking about? Any film said, sounds like Schindler's List. I'm not really kidding. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. I completely agree.
To do something.
Yes,
correct.
I'm willing to bet he probably gave the vaccine to a lot of people that wanted it. And the people that went in who didn't want it, he says, no, I'm not going to give it to you because I'm going to give you the saline. That's my understanding.
That's correct. I will help you not do something.
So I go in and I say, Doc, I don't want the shot. Can you just give me something else so I can get my vaccination card? You know what? I'll give you the saline.
Yeah.
Doc, I want.
Even though that's illegal, is it ethical?
The vaccine. No problem. I will give you the vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because think about this. A parent going, hey, listen, I don't trust them. Okay, Rob, can you find that video where remember when Fauci?
Who's them? But yeah, that's also a striking aspect where it's like the kids have been indoctrinated so much that even their parents won't be able to fully instill that this is what we're doing. Now, you can make the argument that you'd be worried that the kids would, just in normal conversation be like, yeah, well, my mommy took me to a doctor and he didn't really give me the shot. Okay, I get that. But the fact that that's so high of a priority, yikes.
A parent going, hey, listen, I don't trust them. Okay, Rob, can you find that video where remember when Fauci and that girl, I don't know if they were in Chicago going up to houses, and that black guy was like, man, I don't trust any of you guys. Imagine them going, hey, your kid can't come here, you can't come here, both of you. And this guy's like, listen, since we don't know the long-term effects of this, I'm going to give you guys
this guy right here.
This was one of the, I watched this once a month.
Oh, this guy's great.
We want to talk about a hero. This motherfucker was a fucking hero. Is a fucking hero.
Is this Fauci door to door?
Information that's been given to us right now. So I'm not going to be lining up taking a shot on a vaccination for something that wasn't clear in the first place.
Look at
this.
You don't know what you're talking about, okay? You're just a black man in the city. I am the science, okay? Oh my goodness. Shout out again to Indie Film. Said the Hippocratic Oath. Is it at first? I don't think it's at first. I think it's first, comma, do no harm. First, above all else, do no harm. And they failed. They failed. Let's just for Hippocratic Oath. Pretty sure Text of the oath, blah, 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 blah. I swear by Apollo, blah, 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 hold my teacher. Let's just do Control F. Do no harm. How is, oh, okay. So it's in the, oh, sorry, I didn't realize you could see these. It's in here. First, do no harm. Although it is often said that first, do no harm, a lot in there, is part of the original Hippocratic Oath. No such phrase from which first or premium can be translated appears at all. The original oath vowed, I will abstain from all intentional wrongdoing and harm, or practice two things in dealing with disease, either help or do not harm the patient. So, okay. Either way, absolutely. And that is what they did. That they explicitly did harm. Explicitly. Thank you, sir. Another push-up. Another push-up.
On a vaccination for something that wasn't clear in the first place.
Look at
and
this
then you all create a shot in miraculous time. It takes years to create vaccination.
Well, it used to take years.
Okay, it used to.
You know how many years were invested in this approach?
We've been doing gain-of-function research for the last 15 years on this.
20 years of science.
How do you have 20 years of science on a novel virus?
How many years were invested in this approach? About 20 years of science to get us to be able to do it.
20 years is not enough. And 9 months is definitely not enough for nobody to be taking no vaccination that you all came up with.
The only reason I'm talking to you right now, as close as we are, is
already. The only reason I'm talking to you right now, I don't even want to talk to your dirty ass, all right? I just want to talk to you because I need you to do this. Does this sound like people who care? Or does it sound like people who want to sell more drugs?
No vaccination that you all came up with.
the only reason I'm talking to you right now, as close as we are, is that I've been vaccinated.
Right.
But
that makes me better than you. I've been vaccinated, so I'm a better person than you. Shut up, bitch. Josie said there were 3 doctors in town that refused to give people the jab. Luckily, this town is red in California, so they were backed by the town major, but got major backlash by Newsom. Major backlash, indeed.
if it allows thousands of people like you don't get vaccinated, you're going to let this virus continue to percolate in this country and in this world.
Something like the common flu, then, right?
And that's like, not
it's
like
much more serious than the flu.
Well, the flu.
Is it though?
Killed a lot of people annually too.
You know how many people died of the flu the last year?
None, because they all died from COVID.
I mean, not this year, virtually none, but the previous year, about 20 to 30,000. You know how many people have died from COVID-19 in the United States? 600,000 Americans.
Well, the number that you all giving that died, that's once again, that's you all's number.
You gonna pay us.
Yo, fact checking the fact checkers. Shout out to John Castle. Welcome to the party. Now a disciple. Make sure you are in the Discord and have your perms set. Let me know if you don't have access to the after party.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. Because when you start talking about
America went through this together. And Scott, do you have any thoughts on the story with the doc?
Well, I think he was charged with destroying the vaccine, so some value associated with that. And then I guess when he gave the shots to the kids, even though the parents asked him to do it, it was like defrauding the United States to give the kid. Anyway, the charges were wrapped up in that. My view is that what we now know versus what we were told at the time is the reason that our trust in public health institutions has cratered in this country. I mean, we could not have destroyed confidence in our public health institutions more than we did. I mean, remember they were like nailing 2x4s up over basketball hoops. They were pouring sand on skateboard parks. They were arresting people who were walking alone on beaches.
Paddleboarding.
It was crazy. And so, except if you were willing to go outside and protest the current thing.
Whoa, hey, are you trying to say that there's something wrong with protesting the current thing? The current thing is the only thing I care about.
You were absolved. That the virus, the worst thing we did was tell people that the virus had a political compass. Like the virus could tell if your politics were correct or not, and it would not afflict you if you were protesting the correct thing.
And they believed it. They believed it. They believed that.
So my view is what we did was wrong. What we did has cratered trust in public health, and we're going to be paying for it and digging out of this hole for a very long time. And people are right to be skeptical because everything we were told. Remember, the initial thing was if you get it, you can't
spread it,
transmit it.
Rachel Maddow.
And
it stops with you. Doesn't know.
All these things we were told, you know, it wasn't true. And at the time, these people had big titles. Fauci, they had huge titles. So, you know, you're inclined to want to believe, you know, the authorities on these things. Nothing.
You're inclined. I was inclined. I was inclined to believe them. And then they spat in my face over and over and over again. And then I realized, oh, you're full of shit. All of you saying Dr. Moore, more of a hero. I can be your hero, baby.
Titles. So, you know, you're inclined to want to believe, you know, the authorities on these things. Nothing they said.
I was one of those people that sort of trusted the science, allegedly.
Stupid.
And then when I started to lose trust, it was when I said 100% effective.
Yeah.
99% effective. 90% effective. 50, you know what? We don't even know. But you know what was true? If you're
6 foot rule? Oh no, that was definitely pulled out of thin air.
We're going to dinner. And as long as you got to your table,
COVID left you alone.
Yeah.
COVID left you. Yeah. But if you were walking around, you had to put the mask on. It could have got you at any moment.
If you're on the plane, you got to wear a mask. It's pressurized air that's just recycled. But the mask is going to help unless you're taking a sip of water. I mean, what are we doing? Shout out again. Chelsea with another $5 said, fuck Fauci. Well, let me give a dilly right there to that. Before we even get to Morty, dilly to fuck Fauci. Dilly to that. Of course, Morty gets is a treat for every donation. Oh, you're taking it out of my hands now. You're not fucking waiting for me to slide it right in your face. Oh, look at it. Oh, he's so cute. So she said, fuck Fauci. So wrong that he got a pardon before Trump got into office. I'm also willing to bet that it was the auto pen, and indeed it was. Surprised? Me neither. Thank you so very, very much. What did I say to get Morty's peanut butter? I don't remember what I said. You guys remind me.
Yeah.
COVID left you.
Yeah.
But if you were walking around, you had to put the mask on. It could have got you at any moment.
The worst part
table was home based though.
Yeah.
COVID didn't happen at dinner tables.
The worst thing we did.
Oh, okay. It's a good thing I remember because it says 40 out of 50. I'm like, wait a minute. We definitely did that. But I was in my head because we made it to $80. So those 40 push-ups. Gotcha. Don't worry.
We shut down the schools. When we shut down the schools, we destroyed a generation of children's education. We hurt their futures. And primarily, they are the poorest kids, minority kids. These are the ones whose parents do not have the resources to tutor and get around it.
Homeschool.
You know, the black kids.
And we kept the schools closed well beyond the point where the rest of the civilized world was opening the schools, Europe and everyone else. We kept them closed at the behest of the teachers' unions. And we did it without giving a rip about what we were doing to these kids and their futures. And no one's ever been held accountable for it. I mean, this is a generational theft of opportunity, of wealth, of how your life could have turned out, but you had your school closed. That, to me, the most criminal thing we did, close the schools. We kept them closed long past the point when we knew the truth, which was the kids were okay. The kids were okay.
And their immune system.
Shout out to the offspring. The kids will be all right. You know, you know. Anyway, said, flew to Florida during COVID. I had to wear my mask on the Allegiant flight. I've never heard of them. I had to wear my mask on the flight down, but not on the flight back. Also, Universal Studios, you had to wear a mask walking around, except there were spots outside where you could walk through a gate, take your mask off, and smoke a cigarette and hang out. Trust the science, indie film, all right? The experts said that that's how it works. Therefore, I mean, they are the science. So just trust them. Why are you asking so many questions, bro? Do you not care about all the grandmas dying? What an awful person you are. Never forget, that is legitimately how they treated us.
When we knew the truth, which was the kids were okay. The kids were okay.
And their immune, and Scott, this is what pisses me off. The children were the least needing of this freaking vaccine. So
can you guys see this? I like you can't really see it, but Tom's mug here. Where's the better? I don't want to turn the chat off because then it doesn't repopulate itself. But his thing said, words talk, numbers scream. I like it.
This is what pisses me off. The children were the least needing of this freaking vaccine. So I want to ask you guys as fathers, if you came in because you were sold and duped about this freaking poison that they were selling, now in hindsight, if you had one of these kids that you found out this doctor gave them saline instead of this, wouldn't you be happy at this point?
You should be, but their fucking brains are rotted. True, fuck the offspring and Pete. I don't remember, but they said fuck you to their drummer because he wouldn't get jabbed. They were telling people to get the jab at concerts, just like rage on behalf of the machine. What a shame. You can't write that shit. You cannot write a band named Rage Against the Machine, specifically referencing fighting against the political establishment that is then carrying water for the current political establishment. Who bought those tickets? And why did you do that? If for nothing else, if nothing else, this is how you know that these people have no principles. Because even if you're super, super pro-vaccine, you should even if you're super pro-vaccine, and like it has nothing to do with the government itself, then if you are rage against the machine, then you should have the attitude of, hey, whatever you want to do is your choice. You are somebody who can make up your own mind. You don't just listen to the machine. You don't just be a cog in the machine. But they became a cog in the machine. You can't make this shit up.
If you had one of these kids that you found out this doctor gave them saline instead of this, wouldn't you be happy at this point? Wouldn't you say, wait a minute, he might have saved my kid from having myocarditis. He might have saved my kid from having a stroke, which the numbers don't lie, bro. The kids are sicker than ever. They're freaking turbo cancer, myocarditis. Would you be pissed off? I'm genuinely, I'm really curious. Would you be pissed knowing now that this guy, probably in the moment, you're like, wait a minute, I wanted the vaccine. I wanted this in my kid, but you gave him saline. Now that you know, because the science, Mr. Fauci and his lying ass, now would you be like, wait a minute?
I would ask you guys as a poll, but we're all pretty much in the same boat. I think everybody would be like, thank God. Josie said Tom Morello was at the LA riots holding any flag but the US flag. One of the reasons why I got a guitar was because of him. What a traitor. Yeah, I don't have much to add. I mean, you said it all. What a traitor. That is culturally treasonous.
Those are two different things. The one is the guy sacrificed his career knowing he believed this wasn't good.
Yes.
Okay, so that's like the ultimate because he destroyed his career.
Yes.
What's he going to do now? I don't even know if he can still practice or not. Is he still a doctor? Did he lose his license to be a doctor? Do we know if he lost his license? Can you type in and say, did he lose his license? Lose his right to practice?
I would hope not. I would hope not.
Medicine? License or right to practice medicine? Did he? Let's see what it says. Because if it says no, let's see what the answer is here. Did not lose medical license according to in July, when the federal government dismissed all charges, including actions.
Good for him.
Okay, thank God he didn't.
No,
but by the way, if Pam Bondi was some other person on the left, that person's going to jail. That person's going to lose their right to practice. How many lawyers do you know?
Life over. That guy's life, that hero's life is over if Donald Trump did not win.
That lost their, ability to practice because somebody came and destroyed their careers and like, hey, give me your license. You can't practice anymore, right? So on that end, yes, as a parent at the moment, you're wanting this because you're so afraid with all the fear porn that everybody was selling you that in that moment, if you thought it wasn't real, you would have been very disappointed. Anyways, you ever seen the movie, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
Yes.
Hell yeah. That's a good flick.
Is that the one where the guy puts something in her body to tell the truth and it's only saline and she's acting like she's like, who's in this movie outside of this girl?
It's not. It's a Daniel Craig. No, I don't think it's this one.
Then what movie is that where the girl comes in? It's the guy from Enemy at the Gates. Whatever the guy's name is, the sniper from Enemy at the Gates.
Jude Law? Who's that?
I think I don't know. There's a scene where the guy from Enemy at the Gates, that guy right there.
Don't forget about our top fans. Thingamajigger, where's the thing? If you get top fan on 5 different streams, you get any free merch that you would like. These are our current rankings. Let me move this. We got Josie in the number 1 spot, followed by Indie Film. Then Box coming in 3rd. Funk Master, T, the Viewerski, Real Black Betty, Matthew, Madman, and Zippy, Guamtech, and John tied and whatever. What is that? 5th. And then Brandon, you're slacking, brother. You're slacking.
Law? Who's that?
I think I don't know. There's a scene where the guy from Enemy at the Gates, that guy right there.
Jude Law.
Yeah. Jude Law's a doctor that gives saline to the girl.
Pardon who? Moore? He already had the cases. He already had the charges dropped. He doesn't need a pardon. Pardon's when you did do something wrong, and then they say, "No, you don't need to go to jail anymore." He got the quote unquote pardon from the DOJ.
Gates, that guy right there.
Jude Law.
Yeah. Jude Law's a doctor that gives saline to the girl. The girl acts like she has been given it, and then she starts talking, and then he says, "Listen, I never gave you the truth serum. I gave you saline."
Was that? I think that might have been Gone Girl. I don't know, but
you're full of shit. That's kind of when he found out. So that's a different motive with this one. But oh man, that was a very
Dr. Jonathan Banks. Is that the movie?
That is. I got to find that scene. It's
Side Effects. Side Effects 2013.
Side Effects.
That's the one. That's the one.
That was a good movie.
That's the movie.
Yep.
Good call.
Yep.
Yeah, she was a psychopath in this movie.
Yeah, she was.
Bro, I got to rewatch that. That's such a good movie. That's such a good movie. I mean, it's not like, the best ever, but what a good movie. Even said preemptive pardon because you don't think that the next Democrat DOJ will try to go after them anyway. But if you've already had, there would have to be new charges. Double jeopardy, right? Does that not apply if the charges are dropped? Could he be charged with this again in the future? Because let's just say, or would that be double jeopardy? I'm pretty sure that applies. I said shit. Me too. Mia Khalifa is top tier. I mean, yeah, Sydney Sweeney, but Mia. Wait. Who am I thinking of? Mia Khalifa. Isn't that the porn girl? Who am I? I'm thinking of Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis. That's what I'm about. Mila Kunis. We got. I mean, Mia Khalifa. Yeah, whatever. But. Oh man, we got Sydney Sweeney and then Mila Kunis is a different tier. Anyway, so could he be recharged or would that be double jeopardy? It depends on how the charges were dismissed. You just told me how the charges were dismissed. The double jeopardy clause of the 5th Amendment protects a person from being tried twice for the same offense, but it only applies once jeopardy has attached. That happens when in a jury trial, the jury is sworn in, or a bench trial, the first witness. So there's double jeopardy apply here. Yes, it likely does apply because the trial had already started. Jury selection was complete and the jury was sworn in early July or early this month. The DOJ voluntarily dismissed the case after that point at the request of Attorney General Pam Bondi. That was kind of what I was asking. But yeah, she was just like, no, fuck this shit. We ain't fucking with that. Because the trial had already begun in court, jeopardy had legally attached, meaning he cannot be prosecuted again for the same charges arising from the same facts in federal court. God damn, I love America. God damn, I love America.
That's the one. That's the movie.
Yep.
Good call.
Yep.
Yeah, she was
Chelsea out here like, what are you talking about?
a psychopath in this movie.
Yeah, she was.
And it's the
Goonin.
whole story with the salient. But anyways, actually, it's worth watching. It's a dark movie if you like those kinds of movies. I know Adam does, but for some of you guys, you guys would enjoy.
She's a psychopath?
Yeah.
That's your kind of girl right there.
Yeah, if she's single.
Yeah,
Hit me up.
Yeah, that's right. Let me get to the next story here. Okay, Scott.
Is that it? Oh, all right. So we get the I guess so we have Trump calls out Clinton for visiting Epstein Island 28 times. Parents ditch soft parenting for fuck around and find out, or Trump makes an EU deal announcement. Should I do a poll? Or are you guys even gonna whoever's first gets to pick the chapter? I just read them out. If you weren't paying attention, sucks for you. If I don't get an answer in 3 minutes, and I'm just going to pick one.
Epstein. What angle can we take with the Epstein? So Trump challenges media to talk about Bill Clinton, Larry Summers when discussing the Jeffrey Epstein. He's being interviewed. He's been asked about it. I think this is the clip, Rob. If you got it, play this clip.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people.
There we go. Simple as that. Any film chooses, we stick with Clinton on Epstein.
Where did you see the people laying outside? Right across the...
What do you think, is going on with the Epstein? One moment they're going to release it. One moment they're not going to release it. We've been following the story very closely. We've been following what Epstein's background is closely, way before it became a story right now. How do you view the entire Epstein scandal?
They were never going to release the list. They were never going to release the list. Now, the something I've been hearing is people talking about, oh, you think they're just going to keep like a record of like this person fucked this girl on this date? No, but you follow, there's other documents that are circumstantially strong enough to be like, oh, okay, Bill Clinton was fucking little girls on this island. And the notion that you would not want that for any reason. Like Box was talking about, like, well, they're not going to actually charge these people, so we should just forget about it?
What? Oh, hell.
Not me, bro. Not me.
A few things. One, I think Democrats got interested in this about 5 minutes ago, and it's apparent to people that it is completely cynical, political. They think they can use it to divide the president from his base. They failed at that, by the way. There's a narrative.
He did that himself.
Narrative that Republicans are mad at. They're not. His numbers among Republicans have gone up since this story started. They like what he's doing.
Well, we like mainly what he's doing. We're very upset with this.
But that's the only reason Democrats are crying about this right now, is because they think it's a political weapon. They don't care about the victims. They don't care about the human toll here. It's just politics. That's number one.
No principles, just positions.
One. Number two, when I heard about the birthday letter, it gave me Kavanaugh high school yearbook vibes. Remember when Kavanaugh was going through his and then
I wish I had taken more time to be in the know of the facts of that trial. I just kind of let it gloss over, and I regret that.
Kavanaugh high school yearbook vibes. Remember when Kavanaugh was going through his and we got his high school yearbook.
Oh yeah, you
same,
like beers.
Same kind of thing here. So the president says he didn't write it. It doesn't sound like Donald Trump, honestly. And do I think that somebody put together a book for Epstein? Probably, maybe.
Even if he did, what does that mean? Like, these types of questions all come from the presupposition that, well, if, if Trump didn't do anything wrong with Epstein, then he's just a great guy. No. He's an egotistical, arrogant, ruthless businessman. He's just been focusing all of that on treating America like his company, which has done very, 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 very well for us. But we, as the electorate, have the ability to see through this issue good, this issue bad. It's not all good or all bad. That is the Democrats. Josie said, any news on that UFO that's going to fuck us all up in November? Who said that? Where did that come? I vaguely remember something about this. Did I say this in my... Where did this come from? Because you're referencing something, right? Well, I see a previous prediction from March 3rd of this year. Ironically, you said Tate will be in politics within 24 months or less. Starting to look like that one might be coming true. But yeah, what are you referencing with this?
Sound like Donald Trump, honestly. And do I think that somebody put together a book for Epstein? Probably, maybe. But here's what I know. Here's the only things I really know. They were friends.
They're lying. That's all we know.
Trump disowned him, kicked him out of his club when he found out, when it became apparent the guy was a creep. And then they didn't have any contact. That's what I know about that period. I also know this. If there were anything in these files that could hurt Donald Trump, when Joe Biden had them for 4 years, when the Democrats had possession of them, they would have released it.
Yep. I don't like this talking point because the implication was already that it's a lot of Democrats and establishment Republicans. So if that was the case, which I think it is, but if that is the case, then it's not like you can just release, well, Donald Trump was on the plane. Donald Trump was this. Donald Trump. First of all, we already know that they were publicly friends of some degree. I'll come back to this. We already know they were friends and business associates. They interacted with each other. So seeing more of them interact, unless it's a video of them fucking a little girl, then it's not really going to do anything. And so if they are the ones that are actually fucking the little girls, then you can't really, you can't really get Trump with being on the plane when you're fucking on the island. So I don't like this talking point at all. They would have released it. No, I don't think they would have. And that's why I don't think that we were ever going to get this list, because it was Trump and the Trump administration, the people that Trump trusted, that I thought were on the other side of, oh, we don't have anything to worry about with this, so we're going balls to the wall. And then Cash was telling Dan Bongino and just fucking did nothing. We had the binder. I mean, the whole thing. So, apparently the New York Post had an article saying that the UFO is possibly a hostile alien vessel, but then deleted the article. Been all over. Okay. I've been hearing stories like this for the last forever. I've always heard stuff like this. And we are not any closer to understanding anything about extraterrestrial beings or travel than we were when I was in 4th grade. So when there's something to be shown and explained, then come back to me. But like, I live in Jersey. I seen the fucking minivan size things hovering over what looked like my neighborhood. I mean, it could be, halfway across the world, depending on the angle and all that and how far away it was. But I saw a thing. And then somebody else saw a thing. You know what I mean? Give me some info.
I have Joe Biden had them for 4 years. When the Democrats had possession of them, they would have released it. Yep. I have no doubt about that. And so I'm not really thinking there's anything in here. How does it end? They'll have to release something.
Just like that, just like with JFK, right? They eventually had to, just like with the Las Vegas shooting, they eventually, or just like the Butler PI shoot, they eventually had to put something out, right? You just stop talking about it and it goes away. It is up to people like us to keep Epstein in the news. Even then, I don't think there was anything that anybody who is not already on that side of it. I don't think there's anything that they can do. But what we can do is continue to expose people who are who know something and have decided that for whatever reason, whatever it is that they know is more important to them than our understanding of what really happens and how our government runs and all of that stuff. And there is just not enough people. There's just not enough people. And if supposedly he's dead, then that's gonna the people are gonna age out. Eventually, all of the people who were ever on Epstein's island, if it's not still working, still up and running, which I believe that it probably is, based on speculation and nothing else. Eventually, whether it's 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, somebody is going to be in the position of, no, we finally need to get this out. And I personally, as the person in power, don't, I'm not going to get enough flack about this to not do it. The same way Donald Trump just made that decision. He was all about releasing the files, and then something, I don't know what, something changed. He was like, oh, you care about, why do you even care about that? It's not like I was yelling about it for the last 8 years. Something happened, and he is compromised. Eventually, that won't be the case. Will it be too late by then? Very likely. But eventually, someone will care enough
about that. And so I'm not really thinking there's anything in here. How does it end? They'll have to release something. They tried to get the grand jury material. The judge said no. I guess they'll keep working on that. My assessment is they'll probably have to release something. Some people will accept it. Some people won't. But I don't think he's wrong that there obviously were people who went to the island. We don't seem to care about that. We only seem to care about Trump, who...
Welcome to the summer after a presidential election.
Disowned the guy before any of this ever became public.
It's funny you're saying this. Jamil Hill, one of your colleagues, who is on, I don't know if she's a colleague or not, but she's on there regularly. This is her talking about how she feels about the Epstein, and your reaction to this very, very interesting. Go ahead, Rob.
Just let's all collect ourselves for a second before we play this clip. I'm sure it's going to be ridiculous. Deep breath.
I'm just very satisfied.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right.
Epstein, and your reaction to this very, very interesting. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm just very satisfied by seeing him make such a huge unforced error.
I have to say, your use of the word delicious to start your comments, and then you're saying that you're very satisfied. But, we are talking about...
Convenient that they took out the, oh, that's delicious, or I find it delicious, or whatever, because that fits exactly what I'm thinking and you're thinking that neither of us are going to say out loud.
Your use of the word delicious to start your comments, and then you're saying that you're very satisfied. But, we are talking about a situation here where young women were abused. This is a tragic case. Maxwell's in jail because she helped traffic the women.
Supposedly.
This is a very, very tragic case. I see Democrats and people on the left taking great political delight in this because they don't care one bit about the victims. They only started caring.
No principles, just positions.
This about 5 minutes ago.
My team won. Yay, it's delicious.
That's because they don't care one bit about the victims. They only started caring this about 5 minutes ago. They only started caring 5 minutes ago when it was a cudgel against Trump. So this kind of language where we just sort of laugh about the situation but forget the underlying issue, the victims here, to me, it's
so what's your solution to?
Put a one in the chat if you are still watching.
Yeah.
What's my solution, by the way? My solution to going back and building a time machine and stopping Jeffrey Epstein from becoming a total and complete... Look, the solution is if they have documents that you can release and it's credible...
What does that mean? What does that mean, documents that you can release? If there are documents, they can be released. Because they exist. So what do you mean, documents that can be released? Give me an example of a document that cannot be released. I can understand a document that should not be released. But what is a document that cannot be released?
Information, and it's not, third, fourth hand hearsay, fine. You want to put the grand jury stuff out, fine. But the solution is
for people
to realize Democrats only care about this for one reason. They have completely and utterly failed to stop Trump for the last 6 months. This is just the latest thing. And by the way, next month, it'll be something else. And next month, it'll be something else. They are lurching from one made-up thing to the next to try to implant in the public firmament the idea that Trump had something to do with Epstein's wrongdoing.
Maybe he had something to do, but a lot of the people that they vote for had a big something to do with Epstein.
The same thing they did with Russia.
And I honestly think that given where we are with Trump, we started off with the grab him by the pussy, and then we had the E. Jean Carroll thing. They did the whole obviously Russia game, just all of this stuff. I feel like at this point, if I was Trump and they've dragged me so far in the mud, there's literally nothing besides being on that island fucking little girls that would prevent me from just being like, fuck all of you. You already hate me. There's no way that I can win you over. But what I can do is show you that they are worse than I am. And he has not done that. Which begs the question, why not? What has changed? What did you learn? What happened? I want all four of them in a room. Trump, Cash, Dan, and Pam Bondi. I want them all in a room. What the fuck changed? What changed? Just let me know.
Just want people to believe Russia stole the election for him. Now half the country believes it. They want half the country to believe that he had something to do with Epstein, whether it's true or not. It's not true, but whether it is or not, they just need that to become part of a narrative. No facts, no truth, narrative. This is why they're cratering, because people are onto the narrative-driven politics. It's crazy.
So let me ask you a question, Scott. So
toe the line.
But let's take Trump completely out of the equation. When it comes to like the Bill Gates and how Melinda Gates said on camera, she basically divorced her husband because of his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Take that for what it's worth. She said he was deplorable. No, I'm sorry. No, she said he was abhorrent, that he was evil personified when she was around him. She felt disgusted.
I don't doubt that. But I do doubt that he wasn't that guy when you married him. Or at least long before you divorced him. Thinks it's a little bit more about the money and that she is just as much a lizard person as anyone else. But again, mere speculation.
Then go to Bill Clinton, was on the airplane 28 times, very close relationship, visited the White House 17 times. Let's take Trump completely out. When you have a team like Pam Bondi, who worked in Florida after the conviction, and she came in after the attorney general. Then you have Dan Bongino, you have Cash Patel, who are running on this campaign of Epstein, watch what I'm going to do day one and all this. What do you say to them? And then Pam Bondi getting caught saying, tens of thousands of hours and stuff like that.
I say, what the fuck happened? What happened? It's not a matter of if. It's just tell me what happened. There should be a huge press conference of the at least the three of them. Maybe Trump's busy, but the three of them. So like, okay, guys, look, we talked a big game about Epstein, but now that we're actually in the position, here's what changed. Because I'm not necessarily, someone was saying before, if they initially have been like, shucks, we wanted to release the files, but the Biden administration destroyed it all. I might have believed that. That might have worked. But they didn't do that. They're just like, nah, trust me, bro. And I need something more than that. So I don't know. Let's I want to get to the end of what he's saying here, and then it's time for the after party.
Taking Trump out, what do you say to the people like me who are like, okay, wait a minute. You guys are talking the talk. Now you guys are in, and all of a sudden it feels like somebody's telling them to shut up. Somebody's saying to sweep this under a rug because there are some powerful people on there. Not even Trump, just everybody else. Like major players are still involved. What do you say about that?
Well, my view is, if anybody committed crimes, they should be investigated and taken to trial. I mean, if you committed a crime, you should face consequence. I don't care how rich you are or how powerful you are. That's number one. Number two.
Yeah, obviously. But we know that's not how it works.
I don't think you can just do away with this, because it's apparent to me that there's enough support in the Congress to want to release something. Mm-hmm. And now, we're in August, so the Congress is gone. And so, if I were advising them, I would say, listen, What can you get out? What can you do here? What is within the realm of the possible? Because if you let this eat up the rest of the calendar year in Congress, if this sort of takes precedent over the rest of your agenda, that would be a terrible thing. And so my suspicion is over the next few weeks, you're likely to see something. Again, I'm under no expectation it'll satisfy everybody, but I think they should probably do what they can do. But all the time.
Again, what does that mean? What does that mean? You might be the right-wing guy on CNN, but you are definitely on CNN.
Trump is right. The Democrats don't care about this because they care about victims or anybody else. If they did, they would have released it when Joe Biden had possession of the records. If they cared.
You already said that.
Biden would have released the records. They only care now because of Trump. And
you're literally just repeating the same thing over and over now.
So continuing to deal with this does to some degree play their game.
I agree with Scott that something's got to be released so watch what they're doing. Conversation. I'll put all of them in one. So Ghislaine Maxwell granted limited immunity while giving the DOJ 100 people linked to the Jeffrey Epstein report. This is one. Is this
her attorney?
Okay, that's go for it, Rob.
I think Ghislaine did a wonderful job. She literally answered every question. She didn't say, you know what, don't ask.
Just like Joe Biden answered every question.
I think Ghislaine did a wonderful job. She literally.
Ghislaine? I thought it was Ghislaine or Ghislaine. Ghislaine is what I've been saying, but what did he say?
Her attorney.
Okay, that's go for it, Rob.
I think Ghislaine did a wonderful job. She literally answered every question. She didn't say, you know what, don't ask me that. I'm not going to talk about this person. She was asked.
I wish we could see
about 100 different people. She answered.
He's probably talking about the same. I was just thinking. I wish we could see
questions
this
about
time.
Everybody.
Let's see if we can.
She was answered.
Let's see.
Attorney.
Okay,
I'm gonna try to see that thing.
I think Ghislaine did a wonderful job. She literally answered every.
Todd Blanche is here as Trump's attorney and fixer. Are y'all okay with that?
Question. She didn't say, you know what, don't ask me that. I'm not going to talk about this.
And then notice how all the news people are like, let me just get this angle.
She was asked.
I wish we could see
about 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody, and she didn't hold anything back.
Let the people see the interview. Let us see what happened there. So that's that. Then Trump keeps the doors open for pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell.
That pissed me the fuck off.
He says, I'm allowed to do it. Okay, interesting. I'm allowed to do it. Go ahead, Rob.
Which in Trump speak means there wouldn't be. I'm not saying that I am going to do it or I'm not going to do it. What I'm saying is I'm establishing now that if I were to do it, there would be nothing wrong with that. That's what he's trying to articulate.
Maybe it's not. I don't know, but maybe it's slightly different.
Mr. President, you completely rule out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell when you landed. Is that something you would ever consider? And why?
Pardon for who?
For Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon, but nobody's approached me with it. Nobody's asked me about it. It's in the news about that aspect of it, but right now it would be inappropriate to talk about it.
So that's that, Rob. Let's go to the next.
So I mean, the only way that would make sense is if she legitimately is going to give names and information that would lead to bigger arrests, like bigger names, people who are fucking important. Not you know what I mean? Like just important. Like I think it's you're not an important person because you fucked a child on an island. Like there's many other words we could use, but important is definitely not it. But a lot of important people implicated.
Then you get, again, this is all the Ghislaine Maxwell. The DOJ sitting more than 100,000 pages of unreleased Epstein material. This is New York Times, 100,000. What are those 100,000 things that they have? Go for it, Rob.
This is separate. This is about the mysterious box.
Right. And then that was the one I was going to get to last. If you want to play the mysterious.
That's no way to talk about Ghislaine.
Box, go for it.
This is video of Maxwell returning to prison just moments after meeting with Trump's deputy attorney general. And you can see her there. Actually, if you look closely, she's carrying a box of material. Now, Maxwell's attorney says she was forthcoming with.
She didn't leave with anything, right?
Every question that Trump's team threw at her today.
That's her.
I had heard that. She didn't. She left the jail without anything, and she came back with a box that you can see right there. Her box.
So if you pardon her, how many podcasts, shows, interviews will she go on? What will TMZ pay for an interview?
Oh, my God.
What will NBC, ABC, CBS, 60 Minutes pay for that interview? That interview will be so explosive. You're talking.
But even then, like podcasts, that's one thing. But if you're talking about legacy media, 60 Minutes, CBS, any of those. It's going to be some dance around fluff piece. And it's going to be just a thing to be like, see, we did it. But there's certain podcasts that'll fucking hold her feet to the fire.
Millions on top of millions of views if you release her, and she won't stop talking. Now, what are you going to put, a gag order? Is he just toying with them to say that I would entertain it? What do you think is going to happen here with this Ghislaine one that's coming out with them, allowing her to speak to DOJ and giving 100 different people linked to Jeffrey Epstein? Scott?
I personally don't support a pardon for her because she's a terrible person. She helped Epstein commit these crimes.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in jail for a reason.
Mhm.
And I don't know what she told him. You know, Blanche, who I think is a very good lawyer, I don't know what she told him. And I don't know how credible what she said is. I mean, remember, she's...
Exactly. She about to be fucking locked up for a minute. She better fucking spill whatever she needs to.
Convicted felon and a liar and somebody who committed terrible acts in her life. And so...
You know, like child sex trafficking. So that's where we are. I mean, it's unfortunate that we're in a place where the biggest story of the decade is being censored by the same people who made it the biggest story of the decade.
Oh, hell no.
How did we get here? How did we get here? Because I thought stupidly that we were moving beyond this, that Trump was the start of something. And maybe he still is. But he's definitely at the end of whatever he can do for MAGA. I think there's a lot left he can do for America. But in terms of MAGA, I think we are outgrowing him. I don't know what you guys think. That's what I think. All right, guys. Oh, you just gotta fucking add one last one, huh? One last one. Rogan's IG story. All right, we'll do that before. This is a story post. Oh, sorry, couldn't see this. Where are we? 1935, this is Hitler. 1998, this is Hitler. 2025, this is Hitler. Yup. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a crazy world. So let's add this to the count. So we are official. Did 14 out of 15 and $87 total. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much. It's time to do some push-ups. You paid me. Now it's time to pay yourselves. It's time to pay yourselves. I'm going to do my best. I don't know if I could bang out. I don't know if I could bang out, what, 42? 40... 43 push-ups. I'm going to try. I'm not making any promises. But if you can't do 40, do 30. If you can't do 30, do 10. If you can't do 10, do 5. If you can't do 5, then, just do a jumping jack or some shit. It's time to get swole! Oh, you guys do this. It's been a minute. So, instead of, having a couple days of 25, a couple days of 30, working up to it, it's just no push-ups for 2 weeks, and then 40. All right, we're going to try. I'm going to do my best. Here we go. All right. Oh, I'm scared. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Yeah. Oh, I got 3 more in me. I got 3 more. I can do 3 more. Woo! Oh, man. 3 more. 3 more. 1, 2. Ah! Let's fucking go! Yeah! Woo! Who paid themselves? Who paid themselves? Yeah, we're not saying that yet. One of these days it's gonna slip out, but we're not there yet. Oh my goodness! My arms are burning! My arms are burning! Oh my goodness. Let's give a big thank you to everybody who donated to that. Thank you all so very much. Folks, again, shout out to Real Black Betty. Always good to see new faces. Hopefully you hit that subscribe button. And of course that like. We had Josie with a big 20 coming in hot, taking us over the mark and hitting the goal. We had more. Box coming in. Monk with another 5. Indie Film. Josie with another 5. Just one more. Just one more on top. Guys, thank you. Thank you so very much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I know that you guys work very hard for your money. And when you give it to me, that means everything. That means everything. I wish, I say this all the time, I wish I didn't need money to do this, to run, to exist in the world. But unfortunately, that's how the world works. And, I try to give you guys as much as I can for free because I care about this. I care about you guys. I care about our country. I care about building the community that we have over in Discord. I care about all that stuff so very much that even when there's nobody around, I'm still giving it my all. But then when you guys come through and you give me all of this, it means so very much, especially in the heart of the summer after a presidential election. Political content is not really what's on people's minds. But yet you guys are still here and treat me like family. Guys, thank you so very much. And a big shout out to all of the disciples, including the true disciple, Avery. I think we have money. Either way, guys, thank you so very much. It is now time for the after party. That is members only. But if you click that link before the pinned link, if you click that link before the stream is over, you get access to the after party. So I hope to see you guys there. Thank you again. Once again, this is the Overlord, aka Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.